Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Haar Disciples Ballpark. My name is Tim Collins, and I'm joined today by Alex Kniesny. Alex, thanks for coming and joining today.
Hey, I come here all the time, and I see you back here having a good time, and I just thought I'd join you.
And since I see you here all the time, I was like, sure,
Yeah,
come on and
why
do
not?
it. So we're going to bring you today's ball game as we are getting set to begin here. It's 12:59 p.m. on Sunday, May the 26th, 2019, and the Haar Disciples are taking the field. This is the second game of the weekend series between the Mannheim Tornados and the Haar Disciples. And Haar winning yesterday's game by a score of 8-4, thanks to the pitching of Tomasz Ondra and Titus van Kopf. And today they will take the field using the following defensive alignment. The infield from left to right, Miguel Pinheiro will be starting at third base. Titus van Kopf, the shortstop. Simon Lechner is at second. Klaus Nicolici is at first. In the outfield from left to right, Nate Sean Thomas, Cedric Bossel in center field, and David Dinsky is in right field. On the mound in pitching, the right-hander Lewis Cohen, the California native, working with the Canadian catcher Will Thorpe. And Cohen is going to face the following lineup for the Mannheim Tornadoes, and this is a lineup that changed quite drastically just before the game. You'll notice that Thomas DeWolf is not in the lineup. He hurt himself in warm-ups and apparently is only available as a pinch hitter in an absolute emergency. So he is not in the starting lineup. And the rest of the lineup looks like this. Dominic Höfner, the center fielder, is leading off. Lucas Dickman, the third baseman, is batting second. Mitch Nilsson playing shortstop again, and he is batting third. David Candelas is going to be playing first base today, batting cleanup. Jonathan Vogner will be doing the catching, batting fifth. Juan Martin is playing right field, batting sixth. Moritz Höhlein playing left field, batting seventh. Merlin Bendlin, the second baseman, bats eighth. And quite unusually, in a DH league, the Mannheim Tornadoes are going to play without a DH, as the starting pitcher, Australian Sam Holland, is going to bat for himself. That's due to the injury to Thomas DeWolf. The umpires look like this. Sasha Pommesberger will be calling balls and strikes. Andreas Boxleitner on the right side of the field and Oswald Scharf on the left side of the field. And we are about ready to begin as Dominic Höfner is going to step up to the plate against Lewis Cohen, the right-hander for the Haar Disciples. And here we go. First pitch of the game coming right now. And it's up high, ball one. We are underway. Give you Cohen's statistics as things get going, but the next pitch is a fastball high. Cohen only lasted 3 innings in the last weekend against Heidenheim. He pitched 3 shutout innings, and then after the bases were loaded, had to be relieved by Jan Endriat, who did a great job. And that pitch is on the corner. 2 balls and a strike on the right-handed hitter Dominic Höfner.
Yeah, Höfner, he's hitting .279, and so far he's been doing really well. 1 home run to his name. Oh, what do we got going?
That was a home run yesterday, and he starts this ball game off with a base hit past the diving Miguel Pinheiro down the left field line. And so Höfner leads off the ball game with a clean single. Let's take a look at this pitch from Lewis Cohen. I think it was the breaking ball, and indeed it was. And Höfner kept the bat back and hit it off the end of the bat, but Pinheiro, the third baseman, was playing off the line, and Höfner is on with a single.
That would just be such a difficult ball to get. Yeah, it was really good hit.
So now Lucas Dickman steps up to the plate, right-hand hitter.
Yeah, 324 average, which is great. He is a threat.
First pitch is a strike. Dickman in yesterday's game actually had 3 hits, including 2 doubles. You wonder if Höfner maybe would decide to take off from first base. 0-1 the count on Lucas Dickman. Infield back looking for a grounder. And strike 2 is in there at the top of the zone. What's Höfner's base running record so far this year?
Höfner's base running record, he has 6 stolen bases. So
without being caught, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's pretty phenomenal.
There's a line shot right field. Dinsky has it lined up, and he makes the one-handed catch to his gloved side. 1 away. And that will bring up Mitch Nilsson Nilsson in yesterday's game was frustrated at the plate. He was 0 for 5. He also made 2 errors in the field. Pressed into duty playing shortstop.
Even with that, though, he's hitting 314, which is pretty great. He could make something happen today.
Oh, he is always able to make something happen at the plate. One of the powerhouse hitters who's come over from Australia, and there's 3 of those guys on the Mannheim Tornados this year. The pitch, fastball is high, ball 1. Nilsson, I think, has 7 home runs on the year. Switch hitter batting from the left side.
Yep, that is indeed true. 7 home runs. I know I was talking with Will Thorpe yesterday, and he just said it's a treat to be able to play with these players from Australia who were so good in that context and are great here. You know, it really brings a lot to the game.
Yeah, they're bringing a lot to the league in general, as Nilsson took a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner still on first base, Lewis Cohen. And the pitch is swung on and grounded to the right side, past the diving Simon Lechner into right field. A base hit. Hübner will go first to third. Dinsky doesn't come up clean with the ball right away, but Nilsson stops at first base. Hit and run single puts runners on first and third. And boy, Nilsson hit the ball hard 4 times yesterday and was 0 for 5. This one, he rolls off the end of the bat and it goes into right field for a hit. So that's what happens. Lewis Cohen, by the way, this year has a record of 3 wins and 5 losses, an ERA of 3.81, 56 strikeouts and 52 innings pitched for the right-hander. And right away, he's in a first and third situation with David Candelas, known as the Candyman to his teammates. I can hear John Sterling already. Move over Curtis Granderson. Mitch Nilsson, a short lead off first base. Candelas hit his 11th home run last night. Swings and misses at a first pitch breaking ball.
Yeah, he's at a 397.
Yeah, the Tornadoes as a team have 42 home runs in this, I think now is their 20th game. So they were right on pace with the 3 that they hit yesterday. First and third, 1 strike, 1 out. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, another breaking ball down and away. Good pitch from Cohen.
Pitching. Excellent pitching.
0-2. Candelas swatting the dirt out of his cleats. Beautiful day here in Haar today. This is by far the best weather we've had all year.
You know, it's been such a rainy season, and that's something that we always remark on.
Fastball is high, 1-2.
And yesterday it rained a little bit, but at least it was warm.
Yeah, it actually got warmer as the day went on. I was pleasantly surprised by that. I always have my winter jacket with me, regardless of the temperature. I've learned my lesson.
Yeah, we have a special bag for packing just for going to Haar.
There's a breaking ball down and away. Candelas took it this time. Count now even 2-2. Mitch Nilsson on first base. Probably not going to be running, but a 2-2 count if you were going to do it. This might not be the worst time. He's taking a very short lead. Cohen gives him a look and comes set. First and third, there's 1 out. The 2-2 pitch. Fly ball off the end of the bat down the right field line. Long run for Dinsky, and it's twisting, and it lands foul. Dinsky just missed, making a nice running catch. That would have been a sac fly, too.
Yeah, no, it looked just like he might have had it.
Looked like he came close to making a shoestring catch there and just couldn't quite get the leather on it.
Good hustle, though.
Of course, yeah, for sure. And he went slamming into the fence out there. And Paco Garcia actually is going to go out and give him a look in right field to see if he's okay. Dinsky is hustling around out there. He was slow to get up. The ball is still in the corner. It was retrieved by, I think, Simon Lechner, who's out there. Dinsky's hopping around. He's kicking his right leg in the air. This is kind of out of the view of the camera, so we can't really point one over there. But looks like he's going to talk his way into staying into this game. He's still bending over with his hands on his knees, kicking his right ankle. You know, there's always the possibility of tripping over the bullpen mound. We are pointing a camera in that direction. You can kind of see. Well, Dinsky's going to stay in there. Yeah, thanks, Alex. Yeah, we've hooked up an extra sort of an auxiliary camera here.
Yep. I was like, well, we can't see it. Oh, wait, we have this extra camera, so.
Might as well try. Yeah.
Try it.
Fortunately, the camera doesn't attach to a tripod, so.
Yeah.
So Candle is still with a 2-2 count. You know, the one side of that last play is that it would have been a sac fly had Dinsky caught it, but you never know what might happen on this pitch. Here's the 2-2. Fastball inside, straightens him up. Full count now. Jonathan Vogner is on deck. I suppose with second base, the open base, you could be very careful with Candelas here.
Yeah.
The league leader in home runs. There goes the runner. The pitch is grounded foul. He did throw him a slider. So Nilsson and the Tornadoes confident that David Candelas would make contact with that 3-2 pitch. They sent the runner. There's only one out. Cohen trying to work his way out of a jam. Comes set. And here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Tied him up inside. That's a big out. Let's look at this on the replay here. You see Thorpe setting up inside, and Candelas looking for something out over the plate. Got it under the barrel of his bat. 2 down. Very big pitch for Lewis Cohen. Now Jonathan Wagner at the plate. And Cohen shakes off a couple of signs, and now he's got one he likes. Nilsson was not going on that last pitch from first. The pitch, swing and a miss, off-speed pitch.
What great pitching today. Like, just, I love seeing Haar really embrace the defense. Yesterday there was so much good defense, and everybody's really running, trying to get everything, and love to see that.
Well, we saw as the next one comes in. This is the second consecutive breaking ball swung on and missed. Tomas Ondra in yesterday's game started off a lot of hitters with off-speed pitches, just like Cohen did right there. And against a powerful offensive team like this, sometimes you have to, for lack of a better term, change it up a little bit. Here's the 0-2. Fastball hit in the air to center field, playable for Bossel. He's camped under it, and he makes the catch. The inning is over, no damage done. Despite the 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base at the end of a half inning of play here in Haar. No score between the Tornadoes and the Disciples. This is Haar Disciples baseball.
Oh, yep.
Präsentiert
von MSD.
SD, yeah, very good.
Genau.
Welcome to the bottom of the first inning. No score between the Mannheim Tornados and the Haar Disciples. And the Tornadoes will take the field with the following defensive alignment. As the infield from left to right is Lucas Dickman at third, Mitch Nilsson at short, Merlin Bendlin, the second baseman, David Candelas playing first base. In the outfield, Moritz Herrlein in left. Center fielder is Dominic Hüpfner. Right fielder is Juan Martin. The catcher, Jonathan Wagner, and on the mound doing the pitching is the 25-year-old Australian Sam Holland. He's going to face the following lineup. Lechner, Bossel, and Thorpe, 1, 2, 3. Thomas, Nicolici, and Steinlein, 4, 5, 6. And I'll give you the rest of it in a moment, as the first pitch to Simon Lechner is in there for a strike. 7, 8, 9. Dinsky, Pinheiro, and Titus von Kopf for the Disciples. The designated hitter, of course, is Luke Steinlein. And that fastball is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Simon Lechner, no home runs this year, but 333. Really impressive.
Yeah, he's had a great year with the bat. Really come on after a couple of tough years. Swings and fouls out of 1 away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I remember seeing him when he was still playing for Füssen back in 2014. And I thought, boy, this guy can play. And he struggled a little bit his first couple of years in the Bundesliga, but this year he's really found his stroke and been driving the ball with authority, and he's worked himself into the leadoff spot. Cues that one off the end of the bat toward the third baseman, Dickman, who fields and sets and throws to first in time. So 1 away. That'll bring up Cedric Bossel. In the meantime, I'll give you Sam Holland's statistics. This is only his 3rd start, so he's a relatively new arrival. And he's pitched a total of 11 innings. He's given up a total of 4 hits and no runs. So he's been very good. 13 strikeouts. Clearly, he's a tough customer. Born February 20th, 1994. And he's been a former farmhand of the San Diego Padres. And another chopper up the third baseline. Tougher play for Dickman. He fields and throws on the run. Perfect. 2 down. Oh, that went so quickly you didn't even have a chance to give Seti's stats.
I mean, he's doing 324, and yeah, no, I was just 4 home runs, so definitely a threat, but sometimes that's how it happens.
Yep. So now Will Thorpe steps up to the plate.
He's had a phenomenal year.
Yeah.
Just absolutely fantastic.
Thorpe in yesterday's game doubled, singled, intentionally walked, and also scored 3 runs. And that's just a typical day at the office for Mr. Thorpe. He's also called fantastic games from the catcher, talking to Titus von Kopf after the game yesterday as the first pitch from Holland comes in, low and outside. I asked Titus after his 3-inning save, you know, he threw a lot of off-speed pitches to these Mannheim hitters, and asked him how, you know, what was his game plan, and he's like, well, that's all Will. It's all Will Thorpe calling the game.
With 419 batting average, he's just an amazing player all around, no matter where he is, catching or batting.
And he's played some left field as well for the Disciples before David Wallace got hurt. 1 ball and 1 strike as Thorpe fouled away that previous pitch. We are in the bottom of the first, no score. Sam Holland.
Also, something you can say about Thorpe is just so positive. So positive.
Yeah, he's definitely very good at working with lots of different personalities, and he's a very diplomatic fellow, and he knows how to. That's a very important trait for a catcher to have, because you know, there's a personal relationship that takes place between your pitchers all the time. 2-1. Fastball on the outside corner. Boy, you can see Sam Holland pretty nasty from the side with good movement. Holland, who has pitched for the Brisbane Bandits since the 2014-2015 season, had an ERA of 2.84 in 12 innings with them in this past winter. There's a slow ground ball towards the shortstop, fielded by Nielsen. He throws to first in time. 3 very weak ground ball outs for Sam Holland, and the inning is quickly over. So we have completed 1 scoreless frame here in Haar. We will go to the 2nd inning. No score in the game. This is Haar Disciples Baseball präsentiert vom Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD. So we are back for the top of the second inning. No score between the Disciples and the Tornadoes. For the Tornadoes, it'll be 6, 7, and 8. Juan Martin, Moritz Herlein, and Merlin Bendlin against the right-hander Lewis Cohen, who had to throw 24 pitches in the first inning, but managed to escape unscathed. And so now the right-hander Juan Martin steps up. Here's the first pitch. Outside, ball 1.
222 average on Martin. So far, he's got 1 home run this year.
And a big chopper on 2 bounces to Van Kopp, who backed up, fires, and not in time. Probably should have charged that ball, but it was such a big chopper. Infield base hit for Juan Martin. That's one of those tough decisions you have to make as a shortstop.
Exactly.
So a leadoff single. That's the 3rd hit of the game already for the Tornadoes. The Tornadoes in yesterday's game had 8 hits, but they made 5 errors.
Yeah, that was kind of the difficult thing to watch. Was they were really hitting so well, but you know, when you lose so many points to errors, or runs to errors, that can hurt.
Well, the thing that the Disciples did to keep themselves, give themselves a chance, as the first pitch is low and outside to Moritz Herlein, ball 1, is they didn't allow any base runners on for all the home runs that the Tornadoes hit. They had 3 solo home runs in yesterday's game and only 4 runs. Now, I'm not one of these people who's going to say, well, hitting home runs is a bad way to score. There's a ball outside. Some people will say, well, if all you can do is hit a home run, then you can't score in other ways, which I disagree with this argument. There's no better way to score than to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
It's definitely the most effective way to do it. Unfortunately, the Tornadoes just couldn't have people on base while they were making home runs happen.
Yeah, breaking ball's high, 3-0 from Cohen. Cohen has looked very dominant at times this season, and then other times it's seemed like his control escapes him.
Well, Herlein is a tricky person to be pitching against. He's at 375 for his batting average.
3 balls and 1 strike. Herlein in yesterday's game was 0 for 3. Was also then hit by a pitch. 3-1. Swing and a tapper foul. Count out full. Cohen just going with the fastball after messing around with some breaking balls. That pitch, that foul ball, I think got a little piece of Will Thorpe, and he saunters over to pick it up. Runner at first base, Juan Martin. He's taking a lead, being held on by Klaus Nicolici. Cohen comes set 3-2. Martin a very short lead, not going. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Herlein chases the breaking ball down and away. That's the 2nd strikeout for Lewis Cohen. And that'll bring up Merlin Bendlin.
Yep. Bendlin is batting 133.
And Bendlin had 1 hit in 4 at-bats yesterday. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. That's how they attacked him yesterday. Throwing that breaking ball that bends down and away, and he chased it multiple times in yesterday's game, so I imagine they will just stick with that until he demonstrates that he won't go after it. Here's the 0-1. Another one. Strike 2. Same thing. I suppose if you want to be cute, you could buzz him with a fastball up and in, but if you're Lewis Cohen and Will Thorpe, why waste the pitch? Runner on first base is Martin. The 0-2. That ball is drilled to deep left field. Way back goes Thomas. The warning track, the wall, and it's off the base of the wall and ricochets back towards the infield. Juan Martin around third. He's going to head to the plate and score. Merlin Bendlin got a hanging breaking ball and doubles home Juan Martin. Mannheim leads 1-0.
That's how you get some runs in.
Well, that breaking ball was hanging right in his eyes, and it was not the location Lewis Cohen wanted. Look at it on the replay. As Mannheim leads 1-0. He wanted that pitch down and away, and it hung right up in his eyes, and Bendlin absolutely crushed it. He might be diminutive in stature, but he nearly hit that ball out of the park.
He knew just where to hit it.
Yep. So it's 1-0 Mannheim. Benlein with the RBI double on second base, and the hitter now, the number 9 hitter, Sam Holland. I don't know when the last time he batted was.
I have no stats on that.
Well, he definitely hasn't batted this year. He was not supposed to be in the lineup, but due to the injury of Thomas DeWolf, there's a chopper over the mound to the right of second, gloved by Lechner. Throw to first, not in time. Holland beats it out. And a big smile on his face as he legs out an infield single.
I feel like Lechner just had a moment where he didn't quite have grasp of the ball. He hesitated just ever so briefly.
Yeah, he looked in his glove to make sure the ball was there. And it was a big kangaroo bouncer. And Holland is a big, tall fellow, has a very long stride. He got down the line quickly. So, not sure when the last time he had a base hit was, but he's got one today.
Yeah, we can fill out this chart a little bit.
And so, top of the order now. And now it gets really dicey for the Disciples and Lewis Cohen. Dominic Hüpfner, first and third. And the pitch is grounded to the left side. Base hit. Bentley will score. Right past the diving Miguel Pinheiro, and stopping at second base, Sam Holland. So it is 2-0 on the RBI single off the bat of Dominic Hüpfner. Take a look at this one on the replay. Going after the first pitch. Well, the hanging breaking ball to Merlin Bendlein, and that was a fastball. Looked like it was just a get-me-over fastball. And now Lucas Dickman with 2 on. Still only 1 out. 2 runs are in. The pitch. There's a curve, and it's in for a strike. Dickman fly to right his first time. Holland at second. Hüpfner at first. There's a fly ball, right center field, shallow. Dinsky coming in. He makes the catch. And that's the second out. Everybody stays put. So Dickman is now flied out twice to right field. But now you have the meat of the order. Mitch Nilsson will step to the plate. Nilsson singled his first time.
What were we saying earlier about not having people on base when we do home runs? I think the Tornadoes are attempting to make up for this.
Well, we shall see. There's no wind really today. Not that the Tornadoes hitters ever really need it. But the last few home games, there's been a lot of wind. And it's been blown out. The first pitch is a strike to Mitch Nilsson on the outside corner. Today it's very still. All the trees are perfectly aligned. You don't see really any leaves or branches blowing around out there in the beyond the fence. First and second, the pitch. There's a chopper rolled up the first base side, foul. 0-2 on Nilsson, who was out in front of that one. Well, Cohen was ahead of Bendlein 0-2 and gave up that double. He's ahead of Nilsson here 0-2. Runners lead first and second. Fastball, strike 3 called in the outside corner. And the inning comes to a close. But not before 2 runs on 4 hits. No errors and 2 left on base. And we will go to the bottom of the second inning. The Mannheim Tornados lead by a score of 2-0. This is Haar Disciples Baseball, präsentiert vom Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD. We are back for the bottom of the second inning. The Mannheim Tornadoes getting 2 runs on 4 hits last inning. They actually have 6 hits in the game, and they lead 2-0. For the Disciples, it will be 4, 5, and 6. Nate Sean Thomas, Klaus Nicolici, and Lucas Steinlein against the right-hander Sam Holland, who induced 3 very weak groundouts in the first inning. And Holland, who has allowed a grand total of 0 runs so far in his brief stint in the Bundesliga, trying to continue that trend as Nate Sean Thomas steps up. First pitch is a strike. Nothing in 1. Here's the pitch from Holland. And that slider bends over the outside corner. That is a tough pitch. Nothing in 2.
Yeah, I would have swung at that. Most assuredly.
I would just swing regardless.
Yeah.
Swing hard in case you hit it. That's my motto. 0-2 on Nate Sean Thomas. And the pitch. Broken bat, sawed him off. Ground ball to the right side. Ben Lean fields and throws to first. That's 3 consecutive very, very weakly hit ground balls. And I feel like that's something we might see more of today.
Yes.
The barrel of the bat came to rest between the pitcher's mound and the first base bag. Take a look at this on the replay as Klaus Nicolici steps up to the plate. Now that is the definition of being sawed off. Nicolici in yesterday's game had 2 doubles and 3 runs batted in. And the first pitch is lined into right field, a base hit. Nicolici was up there hunting fastballs, and he singles sharply through the hole between the second baseman and the first baseman on the right side, and Klaus is aboard for Luke Steinlein, the designated hitter. Steinlein in yesterday's game was 0 for 4. But he reached on errors 3 times. He reached twice on an E6 and once on an E5, so he was jinxing the baseball for the fielders, I guess. The pitch is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Steinlein takes a look down at the signs. Nicolici on first base. Taking his lead, being held on by Candelas. And the Australian Holland deals as a comebacker right to Holland. He goes to short for 1. Nilsson, the turn to first. 1-6-3 double play ends the inning.
Great catch. Absolutely great catch. He was totally ready for it and knew exactly what to do.
Yep, very calm, cool, and collected on the mound, and that very quickly puts to an end the second inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, nobody left. At the end of 2 complete, it is the Mannheim Tornados 2, the Haar Disciples nothing. This is Haar Disciples Baseball, präsentiert vom Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD. We are back for the top of the third inning here. 2-0 the Tornadoes leading. And for the Tornadoes, it'll be 4, 5, and 6. David Candelas, Jonathan Vogner, and Juan Martin His first pitch is swung on and fouled back. So Lewis Cohen has allowed 6 hits and 2 runs. He's thrown 40 pitches thus far. Struck out 3, however, no walks. Candelas his first time struck out. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Fouled away again. Strike 2. I don't know if you saw this, Alex, but while Candelas was taking his warm-up swings, the third base coach, Mitch Hillert, was running by and nearly ran right into the path of one of the warm-up swings of Candelas.
Gotta watch that.
And got a little bit of a reaction from some of the people in the crowd, and Candelas himself was like, whoa, one ball and 2 strikes. There's the 1-2 pitch. Served in the air down the right field line. Long run for Dinsky. That ball is going to land foul. Still 1-2. Mannheim scored 2 runs in the second inning, first of which an RBI double off the bat of Merlin Bendlin, and then an RBI single from Dominic Höfner. Bendlin on an 0-2 pitch drilled a curveball off the base of the left field fence. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count on David Candelas. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball way outside, 2-2. That's the pitch that Cohen was trying to throw to Bendlin, and he hung it. And that time he wanted to make sure he didn't hang it, so instead he overcompensated and yanked it way outside.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with an off-speed pitch. Candelas way out in front.
What an excellent pitch.
Yeah, that was a very good pitch. It looks like the fastball, but I'm guessing it's a changeup. I just judged by how far out in front Candelas was, and indeed it was. It wasn't a great location. It was high, but it was out enough away from the bat of Candelas that he couldn't stay back long enough. So now Jonathan Vogner steps up.
Also, sometimes that higher ball is just so tempting.
And there's a swing and a miss on the breaking pitch down and away. And that's the pitch that Cohen, when he's locating it, is really effective. This one is high. That looked like a changeup that kind of floated high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cohen does have a very good fastball. It has a lot of movement, but he's been showing it more than setting hitters up with it. That was the fastball, and it's popped up behind the plate, out of play. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count to Jonathan Vogner. Vogner, of course, catcher himself. He knows how to think along with all the pitching strategy. And the 1-2. Just missed the outside corner. That was the changeup, and Vogner did not go chasing that time. Two and 2, here it comes. And he fouls that one back. Vogner waiting on the curveball. Pretty tough at bat from Jonathan. Infield and outfield position straight away for Vogner. That one just missed the corner. 3-2. Close pitch. Cohen thought he had the corner. Sasha Palmasberger, the home plate umpire, did not. So the count is full. 1 out. The pitch. That one is drilled to deep left field. Back goes Thomas. That is gone. Home run for Jonathan Vogner on a line shot. That ball just kept rising and rising and rising, and it is out of here. 3-0 Mannheim.
Sound of the bat shook me. Like it was a crack. Phenomenal hit.
Is that Wagner's first home run of the year? I think it might be.
I'm gonna say yes.
Let's look at it on the replay.
Yeah,
3-2 fastball, and boy, he got all of it.
That's his first one.
Well, the problems that Cohen has had today is not really with the off-speed stuff. It's been with his fastball. He's just been pouring it right down the center of the plate, and credit to the Tornados hitters. They have hit it hard. There's a strike to Juan Martin. He's gotten lots of swings and misses on his breaking ball and changeup. There's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. There it is again, the breaking pitch. That is such a tough pitch to hit when it's located right, even if you know it's coming as the hitter. The 0-2. Fouled to the screen. But he hung that breaking ball to Benleen, and then that fastball on 3-2 to Vogner was center cut, belt high right down the pipe, and Vogner did not miss it. Here's the 0-2. Serve down the right field side, and Martin stays alive.
He wants it. Really, really wants it.
Now he's trying to fight off those pitches that have all been on the outer half of the plate. There's been nothing inside to Juan Martin. The 0-2. There's something that's up and in.
A little too close.
Well, that's, even if it was not what he was trying to do, it serves a purpose because it at least changes Martin's view. 1-2, and he got him swinging. That was a perfect pitch. A breaking ball in the outside corner, and that's exactly what you want to do after a fastball high and tight. Breaking ball down and away. Second strikeout of the inning, but the home run in between. That'll bring up Moritz Höhlein. Höhlein struck out his first time. Lewis Cohen has 5 strikeouts in this game. There's the pitch. Fastball, that's on the corner. Strike 1. Cohen working quickly. The next one, swing and a miss. Breaking ball, 0-2. It's funny, like, even though Cohen's given up the 3 runs on 7 hits, he looks like he has very good stuff today.
Yes, he's very much in control of what everything seems deliberate, and I think the pitching's been phenomenal. Just unfortunate for him, he's given up stuff.
Breaking ball just missed. Half of the Disciples infield thought that was going to be strike 3. And he did not get the call. You see Thorpe was set up outside. It's hard to tell from our angle anyway. 1-2. I mean, there's just really been a couple of bad pitches that he's had to pay for, but he's made some very good ones as well. That's the thing that can be frustrating as a starting pitcher. Fastball, this is high, 2-2. The most egregious one, of course, is the 0-2 pitch he threw to Merlin Bendleen. He got 2 swings and misses and then hung a breaking ball. Bendleen hit it off the base of the wall. Credit to him, though. Here's a 2-2. Swung on and missed. He strikes out the side, but gives up a home run in between. And that seems to sort of encompass what's happened so far for his pitching line. So, combination of very good and one bad thing for Lewis Cohen and the Disciples. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. And at the end of 2.5 innings of play here in Haar, it is 3-0 Tornados. This is Haar Disciples baseball. Präsentiert vom Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD. Here we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Mannheim leading 3-0, and the way Sam Holland has looked on the mound, it's a much different feel from a 3-0 game. Sam Holland has barely broken a sweat. He's thrown 15 pitches through the first 2 innings. He's faced the minimum. He did give up a base hit to Klaus Nicolici, but that was immediately erased on a double play. And so now 7-8-9, David Dinsky, Miguel Pinheiro, and Titus von Kopf. 3-0 Mannheim. The pitch. There's a little broken bat, 1-hopper, 2-hopper, 3-hopper to the second baseman, Bendleen, who makes a nice play to throw out Dinsky. Boy, the Disciples have not hit a ball more than 40 feet against Sam Holland, and that's indicative of his stuff. That was a nice play by second baseman Bendlin. And so 1 pitch, 1 out. Boy, the way this is going, Sam Holland could pitch about 17 innings today.
Yeah.
As Miguel Pinheiro steps up, right-hand hitter. First pitch strike.
314 average. He could make something happen.
He's come up really big for the Disciples, and he was shelved for a while with an injury, and he's been sort of easing back into playing time. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Mr. Disciple has made an appearance. Nothing in 2 on Pinheiro, and he swings and misses on a pitch down and out of the strike zone. Good block by Jonathan Vogner, and he is retired very quickly. That's the first strikeout for Holland. By Holland showing why he was a prospect in the San Diego Padres organization. By the way, while we have a little pause, I want to give a shout out to Honest Ron's Hot Sauce. If you don't know about it, you should. Titus von Kopf takes strike 1. Honest Ron doing honest work with his hot sauce.
I can't wait to try this stuff.
I can see that he's put some of his hot sauce on the French fries that he just brought me. That's a wonderful thing. Oh, beautiful pitch. Breaking ball, bending in over the inside corner, strike 2 from Holland. Boy, Holland is pretty nasty. And he's whipping it from that low arm angle, works from the first base side of the rubber. It's like Chad Bradford style almost. Little tapper up the first baseline. It rolls fair, picked up by Wagner. Throws to first in time. And Sam Holland is putting on a clinic of how to induce weak contact in this game. Nothing across the board for the Disciples. We go to the 4th, 3-0 Mannheim. This is Haar Disciples Baseball, präsentiert vom Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD. We are back, and the first pitch is a ball to Merlin Bendlin. Bendlin, who doubled high off the wall his first time, takes a breaking ball outside, 2 balls and no strikes. And he hits a ground ball through the middle, fielded by von Kopf, who fires to first, and the throw goes off Nicolici's glove and into the Mannheim dugout. And Bendlin is going to get second base as a result of that. That'll be an error. Good throw would have had him. And so we will go to the number 9 hitter, Sam Holland, who singled his first time. So he is batting 1,000 in the Bundesliga. He's also pitching a heck of a game today. So Bendlin on second base. It's 3-0 Mannheim. We are in the top of the 4th inning. And Holland shows bunt, takes a breaking ball outside, ball 1. Certainly would be a bunting situation, I guess. But the way Holland is pitching, you might as well let him swing away. He's pitching so well. You figure 3 runs is already a big lead. There's a bunt in front of the plate. Thorpe fields, holds the runner, throws to first in time. So the bunt does not work. He didn't get it down the third base side. You would ideally want to bunt that ball to the left and make the third baseman field it, or at least get the pitcher to go off the mound. But there's the first out, and that'll bring up Dominic Hüpfner. Bendlin wisely staying put at second base on that.
Yeah, no, that was a very good choice because, yeah, they would have been able to definitely take him out.
So top of the order, Dominic Hüpfner, 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a run batted in. And he floats one into short right field. Lechner going back, makes the catch over his shoulder. Very quickly, 2 outs. And so, after the leadoff error, now Lucas Dickman steps up to the plate with Bendlin still out there on second base with 2 down after he was there with nobody down. Dickman is 0 for 2. He's flied to right twice. The right fielder Dinsky is playing pretty deep. And the pitch is a curve, and it's high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a swing and a foul tip, strike 1. By the way, there's somebody in the chat who's pointing out some things that I had incorrect yesterday about Thomas DeWolf when I was talking about. I did realize the mistake after. I know that he was signed as an international free agent. He was not drafted by the Mets back in 2006. There's the pitch. Breaking ball. That's a strike on the corner, 1 and 2. I made a comment, I think, that he was drafted originally as a pitcher, but that's one of those things that, you know, over the years I feel like I either confused my information from one place or another. I knew that he had been used as a pitcher by the Mets, and that also he was not drafted. He was a free agent signing. Anyway, strike 3 is called in the outside corner. But thank you for pointing out the error of my ways. I'm perfectly ready to accept the fact that a lot of the stuff that I try to report as true, I do my best, but I make mistakes. So anyway, good inning for Cohen. Yeah, there's a lot to know and a lot to mess up as well.
Exactly.
No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Lewis Cohen has 6 strikeouts in this game, but the Disciples are trailing the Tornadoes by a score of 3-0. And we will be right back for the bottom of the 4th. This is Haar Disciples Baseball presented from Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD. To the bottom of the 4th inning, and second go-around for Simon Lechner, the top of the order, against Sam Holland. The first time through the lineup is one that the Haar Disciples would like to forget so far. Holland has been brilliant, and Lechner, thinking about a bunt base hit, takes a strike instead. Lechner, Bossel, and Will Thorpe, 1, 2, and 3. Holland has allowed only 1 base runner that was immediately erased on a double play, so he's faced the minimum 9 through 3. 3 runs on 7 hits for Mannheim. No runs on 1 hit for the Disciples. They've also made an error. There's a pitch low and outside to Lechner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Every single hitter has hit the ball on the ground against Holland, except for 1 strikeout.
So how do you go about how does the pitcher go about influencing that?
Well, my guess is that his ball has a massive amount of movement. And there will be pitchers, as Lechner took ball 2 outside. There are a lot of pitchers that throw what hitters describe as a heavy ball. And just watching Holland, there's a line shot right to the second baseman, Bendling, who leaps up and makes the catch. Bendling, not the tallest second baseman you'll ever see, but he was tall enough to grab that one.
Perfect for him today.
And
Great
Lechner,
hit, great catch.
Yeah, Lechner hit that ball pretty hard. That's the first reasonably hard hit ball the Disciples have had against Sam Holland. Take another look at this on the replay. He still kind of got on top of it and hit it off the end of the bat. So there's 1 away. And the hitter now, Cedric Bossel, who grounded to third his first time. That pitch is low. Barely. Popped out of Jonathan Wagner's glove. Otherwise, maybe he might have gotten the call on that. It's 3-0 Mannheim. Bottom of the 4th inning. The 1-0 to Bossel. That's a strike at the knees on the outside corner fastball. Now, I think, your question about why do some pitchers get a lot of ground balls and others a lot of fly balls, it's probably due to the movement on his fastball. This one popped off the fists foul near the Mannheim dugout, strike 2. And late movement is something that's really tough for hitters to deal with. And Holland, because he throws at such a weird angle and he's got long arms, he can get a lot of, we don't have StatCast or anything, but my guess is his spin rate on his fastball is pretty high, and that can lead to what hitters will describe as late movement. You think the ball is going to be one place, and it's like 3 inches further in than you expect, and hitters just can't barrel it up. That was a breaking ball, and it's fouled away. That's how Mariano Rivera became so good. He would throw. Everybody knew what he was going to throw. Threw 1 pitch for 10 years, and everybody knew what it was going to be. They had seen it before, and they still couldn't hit it. Cut fastball. The 1-2. That one's outside. Holland also looks like he throws pretty hard and can reach back for some extra gas every now and then. So if you have that in the back of your mind, plus a right-hand hitter against a hitter, a pitcher that throws from that angle, it's not a look you see very often, especially in this league. 2-2. There's a little floater, and right to the shortstop, Mitch Nilsson, who makes the catch. The Disciples still have not hit a ball out of the infield except for Nicolici's base hit. And there are 2 down for Will Thorpe. Thorpe hit a ground ball to short. Well, Sam Holland still only at 26 pitches. We're with 2 outs in the 4th inning. He's working on a Maddox. Thorpe, right-hand hitter with power. And the pitch is low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Also Holland, who lives in that lower edge of the strike zone. When the pitches are down, it's just that much harder for hitters to lift them. 1-0. Low. Even when he's missing low. Well, Holland, the most pitches he's thrown in his 2 previous starts was 82. But the way he's going in this game, 82 would get him well past the 9th inning. 2 balls, no strikes on Will Thorpe. And now a strike hits at the outside corner. Holland's first start for the Tornadoes was on May 11th against the IT Shore Ulm Falcons. He pitched 5 scoreless innings in that game with 6 strikeouts. 2-1. Fouled away, 2-2. And then his next start, his first start was May 1st. His last start was May 11th. May 1st against the Legionnaire Regensburg, he pitched 6 innings of shutout baseball.
That's incredible.
Yeah, he's been great so far. So he has yet to give up a run in the Bundesliga, and this is now, I guess, his 16th inning. 15th. My math is not the best. And Thorpe, overmatched by that pitch, moving in on his hands, swings and misses and strikes out. And the inning is over, an extremely quick inning. What else is new from Sam Holland? We go to the 5th inning, top half. It's 3-0 Mannheim. This is Haar Disciples baseball, presented from Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD. Welcome back to the top of the 5th inning. Mannheim 3, Haar nothing. Tornadoes trying to avenge yesterday's loss at the hands of the Disciples as Mitch Nielsen steps up and takes a ball high as the sun suddenly comes out with reckless abandon. It had been sort of overcast. The sun was kind of always in the neighborhood, but now it's shining brightly.
Yeah, now it's just fluffy clouds and blue skies.
Blue skies looking at me. Pitches outside, ball 2 on Mitch Nielsen. Nothing but blue skies and clouds do I see. Here's the next one. Broken bat, and the ball rolls along the third baseline and goes foul. Mitch Nielsen, the barrel of the bat went up the first baseline, and the ball rolled down the third baseline. Well, let's look at this one again. So it's strike 1 on Nielsen. 2 balls and 1 strike to count now. Nielsen, by the way, in this game has singled and struck out looking. Mannheim scored 2 runs in the 2nd inning and a run in the 3rd. Sam Holland has taken care of all the rest. They have not needed their outfielders in this game, as the Disciples haven't hit a ball out of the infield yet. There's a strike, letter high on the outside corner. 2-2 now the count. To the left-handed swinging Mitch Nielsen. Mitch is a switch hitter. Bats left-handed, of course, against the right-handed Cohen. Infield is shifted around to the right against him. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Cohen dialing up the strikeouts. That was Cohen's 8th strikeout of the game. And he just went after Nielsen with a high fastball, and Mitch couldn't lay off. That'll bring up David Candelas. Candelas has struck out twice against Lewis. And the defensive positioning for the Disciples goes back to a normal alignment against the right-hander. And the fastball from Cohen is high, ball 1. Cohen, 74 pitches now. And really, it just comes down to 2 or 3 bad pitches that he made. There's a breaking ball hit in the air to right center field, slicing away from Bossel and towards Dinsky, who closes in and makes the catch. Dinsky covering a lot of ground out there. So now Jonathan Vogner. Vogner hit a home run his last time on a 3-2 pitch. He got a fastball right down the pipe and crushed it to deep left center field while banging off that net. So Vogner is 1 for 2. Breaking ball on the first pitch is low and outside, ball 1. And Cohen, the right-hander, deals. Fastball swung on and missed. Jonathan, who really barreled up that fastball. That one was a little bit more away from him. Next one coming, fastball high and outside. 2 balls and a strike. Cohen with 2 outs in the inning, trying to retire the side in order. Breaking ball, strike on the outside corner. And the count even, 2-2. Cohen, when he's going right, he's working really quickly. He tries to get into a rhythm, and he's trying to find that rhythm here. The 2-2. Got him swinging. Strikeout number 9. Breaking ball down and away, and Cohen now has retired 6 in a row. Nothing across the board for the Tornadoes. And we will go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Mannheim 3, Haar nothing. This is Haar Disciples Baseball, präsentiert from Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD. I'll introduce. So we are back for the bottom of the 5th inning. Tim Collins along with Alex Konechny, as Sam Holland has been great through the first 4. And for the Disciples, they will have Nate Thomas, Klaus Nicolici, and Lucas Steinlein, 4, 5, and 6 due up. And Alex, you want to do some play-by-play?
All right, let's give it a try. So Nicolici, or no, but Nate Thomas is walking up to take his place at bat. Nate so far has been playing a good game. In the second, he managed to, okay.
I'm trying to read my handwriting in the scoreboard. He grounded out 4-3 his first time, so he is 0 for 1.
All right, so first pitch, swing and a miss. Nate readjusting, shaking it off. Some excellent pitching today.
Yeah, Sam Holland has been
just
utterly dominant.
Absolutely phenomenal. Right. The 0-1. Watched it, and it was ball. So we're 1-1. Taking his time. It's outside. It's going to be 2-1. tried to lure him out there. Couldn't quite manage it. Nate getting ready. All right, 2-2. Holland is clearly trying to mix it up. He's doing some very strategic pitching here. Though Nate seems patient. All right, Holland's ready. 2-2 pitch. Outside again.
Holland trying a breaking ball, backdooring it, and he missed his target. Full count.
Got a piece of it, goes down the line, hits the first baseman. Nate makes it in time, he's safe. Excellent running on his part. Yeah, man, the ball just got a piece of the first baseman, so.
Yeah, we'll see how that's going to be scored, whether it's a hit or an error. I mean, it's probably an error. It was right to Candelas, the first baseman, who tried to feed the pitcher Holland covering. Holland thought he had his foot on the bag before Thomas, but Andreas Boxleitner, the umpire, said, no, sir.
No, sir. Nicolici's up to bat.
We'll wait to see how that's scored before I write it in my book.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, they called it a single, so I guess that's a base hit.
Nicolici has moved a little bit, but it's a strike.
Nicolici slammed a first pitch fastball for a base hit, and Holland remembers that, came back with a breaking pitch on the first offering. Thomas is on first. He's going.
Up. Nate makes it. He's in time. Which, Nate, how many stolen bases is that putting him at for this?
Oh, yeah, he had 2 yesterday.
Yeah.
And
Goes
so now
faster than we can count.
Nicolici now has a chance to drive in a run for the Disciples. This is the first time the Disciples had a base runner that was on base for more than about 30 seconds.
11. So now he's at 12 stolen bases, Nate Sean Thomas.
He stole second and third yesterday.
Oh, that third base steal was really close. At least from the perspective I was watching.
Yeah, it was close from up here, too. Looked like the ball had beaten him, but the tag didn't get down. There wasn't a really huge argument either from the Tornadoes.
Got a piece of that. Got down. So we have runners at first and second.
Candelas caught it in the air.
Oh, he caught it in the air? My bad.
Yep.
It was an out.
That was a nice play by the first baseman, Candelas. If he doesn't catch that in the air, then obviously it would be a base hit. Thomas had to go back regardless anyway.
Okay.
So that's the first out.
Okay.
And now Steinlein comes up. The Disciples trying to eke out a run or something against Sam Holland.
Pitch goes through, swings, misses, 0-1.
Now Steinlein banged into that 1-6-3 double play. He's got the purple cleats on today. You know, purple is actually one of the official Disciples colors.
Yes.
The baseball team doesn't tend to wear too much actual purple.
Oh, it's a bunt. It's out, it's foul.
Strike 2, not a bad idea. I mean, nobody's
No.
having any luck hitting this guy, so you might as well try to get on any way you can.
Yeah, you can get Nate, you know, potentially a good bunt. You get him definitely onto third. You know, Nate's so fast.
Yeah, Steinlein was bunting for a hit. He's been slumping as well. He's trying to just get on base, give David Dinsky a chance. Oh, now he's in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes.
All right. He's angling. He knows how far he can get away from the base. All right. Gonna see the 0-2 pitch.
There he goes.
Up, swing and a miss, but Nate makes the third.
Yeah, that's the second out of the inning. Vogner thought it was the third out of the inning, and he almost vacated the premises. Thomas steals second.
Okay, I was wondering what was going on. I was like,
so now there are 2 outs for Dinsky. Dinsky is also 0 for 1. He grounded out his first time. Thomas at third, 2 down in the inning.
Dinsky swings, gets a little piece of it, it's foul to the left. Crowd's getting excited. They want the Disciples to make something happen. 0-1 pitch, outside.
That was a good block by Vogner. That's the first pitch I can remember Holland really letting go awkwardly.
Yeah.
He's been really right around the plate the whole game. Not going to say he's struggling, but this is the closest the Disciples have come to scoring a run. Nathan Thomas on third with 2 outs.
One pitch. Foul. Off to the right side.
Dinsky has a pretty low batting average, but he's come up with some big hits for the Disciples this year. And so he's up there trying to knock home a run. It's only a 3-0 game, and we're only in the 5th inning. A lot of ball game left.
Right. Nate on third. It's caught in the air. Third out. That ends the inning. So right now, we'll move on to the next inning, and that is from, you know our sponsor so much better than I do.
Okay, yeah. We are going to the 6th inning. It's 3-0 Mannheim. This is Haar Disciples Baseball, präsentiert vom Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD.
Okay.
We are back for the top of the 6th, and Lewis Cohen dealing with Juan Martin to be followed by Moritz Hörlein and Merlin Bendlin.
Up, hit, off to the left side, almost caught, thrown to first, out.
That was a good play by Pinheiro.
Yeah.
He went to his gloved side to one-handed, he spun and threw. And that goes down as a 5-3 in the scorebook for those scoring along at home.
Yeah,
One down. That's 7 in a row retired now by Lewis Cohen. So he's really settled in. He's at 85 pitches. As Moritz Hairline steps up.
First pitch. Ball. But it was pretty close. Tempting. 1-0 pitch. Fouled off to the left side.
Now Cohen this time switching up his pitch sequencing. He's been starting a lot of hitters with the breaking ball. That time he started with the fastball and then went to the breaking ball against Hairline. This is Hairline's third at bat. He struck out 3 times.
1-1 pitch. Another ball.
That was the breaking ball, and he just missed the edge. That's the pitch that's really helped Cohen get this far in this game.
Move for the 2-1. Up high, another ball. We're at 3-1. Through and pitch, just outside. Oh, it was a strike.
Hairline thought it was ball 4 and started towards first base. Full count now. Sun comes out again.
3-2 pitch. Took a piece of it, fouled off to the left. Nobody's on. Oh. Trying to get somebody on base. So it was a hit. Hit by pitch? Okay, so hit by pitch. Takes the base.
Hairline was also hit by a pitch yesterday. This one hit him on his left elbow, maybe on the forearm, just above his elbow. You can see how much he leans out over the plate. Cohen just standing there.
All right, next up to bat is Bendlin.
Yep, Merlin Bendlin. It's Bendlin who doubled off the wall in left center field. That was in the second inning. That gave the Mannheim Tornados their first run. And then he later came around to score on the Dominic Hüfner single. So Hairline is at first.
Bendlin does a bunt off to the left side, but it's fouled. It's going to be a strike. Hairline's ready to go. Bendlin takes the 0-1. Really low. Took a swing at it. It's a strike.
That's the curveball that Cohen wishes he threw Bendlin in the second inning. Instead of hanging it over the plate, it went way down and out. Bendlin still chasing it.
0-2 pitch. Oh, Thorpe was ready. He wanted to pick off the runner at first. But Hairline quickly scampered back. One, two, swing, and he's out.
That is the 10th strikeout for Lewis Cohen today.
Which is an impressive, I mean, that's super impressive.
It is. And like I said, he's pitched very well. It's just been a couple of pitches that he didn't get away with that have cost him. And then, of course, on the other side, Sam Holland has been unhittable. So now it's Sam Holland himself going to bat.
Takes the first pitch, strike.
Now with 2 outs, this is not a bunting situation. Holland singled his first at bat and then attempted a bunt, and it did not work.
0-1. Ah.
Now with Herlein at first base and Holland at the plate, you might see Herlein take off. He was dancing around.
He was definitely ready to head for second. The strike.
A good curveball from Cohen. The curveball has been great today, along with the change.
Holland's ready for the 1-2. Ball. Run on first. 2-2, swing and a miss. That'll be the out to end the inning. So we're at the top of the fifth, or
bottom of the sixth.
Bottom of the sixth. And yeah, so moving on, and we'll be heading into the next part of the inning.
Mannheim 3, Haar nothing. This is Haar Disciples Baseball, presented from Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD.
We're back.
Welcome back to the bottom of the sixth inning, and for the Disciples, it'll be 8-9-1. Miguel Pinheiro, Titus von Kopf, and Simon Lechner against Sam Holland, who has pitched as if he's on a relaxed afternoon stroll through the park. It's been an easy 5 innings for him as Pinheiro fouls away the first pitch, strike one. Sam Holland, 5 innings, 2 hits, nothing else, 3 strikeouts. He's thrown exactly 53 pitches. So I know Alex, my buddy Andreas, who was here yesterday, he and I have been bantering about this new, have you heard of a Maddox? Do you know what a Maddox is?
I do not know what a Maddox is.
Well, you know who Greg Maddox is, right?
Yes, I'm familiar.
Pitches swung on a miss. A Maddox is when you throw a complete game shutout under 100 pitches.
Oh, okay.
That's a Maddox.
We're going to have to get a statistic for that.
Well, Holland is working on a Maddox right now.
So, 2.
Pinheiro, his first time struck out. This is only his second at-bat.
All right, it's low and to the outside.
This is the Tornadoes have been through their lineup 3 complete times. The Disciples are still not completely through the second time.
I mean, that really tells the story of the offense. 1-2 pitch. Right in the middle. I mean, I guess it was just barely outside. Yeah, so that's a ball. 2-2. Nobody on. No outs. Oh, and there's a piece of it. It goes off into right field. It was just kind of a tap out there. So, really good. We have a base hit. Pinheiro's on first.
And that is the first hard hit ball the Disciples have against Sam Holland. A line drive single off the bat of Miguel Pinheiro. He took a pitch down and away, stuck the bat out there.
Pinheiro figured it out.
And so now Titus von Kopf. Well, already once in this game, the Disciples had a base runner erased via a double play. Pinheiro on first base. He's got a relatively large lead, but trailing by 3. He's not going to go unless he's sure he can make it. The pitch, there's a little nubber past the mound, and Benleen has to wait for Pinheiro to cross in front. He fields and throws and gets von Kopf, who nearly stumbled over first base. That was a good play by Merlin Bendleen. Pinheiro moves up.
All right, so we're back at the start of the lineup. So we have Simon Lechner.
Now those plays where an infielder has to wait for the runner to cross in front of him while the ball is also coming through. Those are always such difficult plays for infielders to make, and Benleen really stuck with it. That's a good play by the second baseman for the Tornadoes.
Runner on second.
Lechner today is 0 for 2. And he asks for time.
Oh, yeah, so pitch is coming through. Up, just outside. Runner at second is ready to take off.
This is the second time in the game the Disciples have had a runner in scoring position. Holland has been very stingy.
1-0 pitch. Comes through. Swings, misses. Strike.
That was a good fastball from Holland.
It was excellent. Shaking things out. Holland gets ready. The 1-1. Got a piece of it, fouls off to the left side.
The scoreboard is wrong. It's actually 2 balls and 2 strikes.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
I usually keep my own count because very often the scoreboard in center field is wrong.
I gotta get me one of these
The scorebook, yeah.
tables that you have. Yeah. Have to mess with that while watching a game at home. Throw, swing, strike, and he's out. Simone.
Well, that is just a nasty pitch from Sam Holland. Watch how it breaks down and in. It's tough to pick the ball up coming out of his hand from that low angle. And this one breaking down and in. And Lechner swings over the top and goes down to a knee.
Basso comes up to the plate. We got a runner on second. Two outs. All right, little bit low, little bit inside. Hard to see from my angle. It's ball. Holland he's having such a great game today. He wants to keep it going. Wants to make sure that nobody makes it home. Crowd really rearing up. Up, little piece of it, fouls off to the left side. Basel knows what's on the line, and the crowd is right behind him. Colin gets ready. The pitch. So that'll make it 2-2. 2-1.
Basso looking for that 2-out hit to get the Disciples on the board.
The throw, Slightly to the inside. 3-1. Basel's really waiting for it. Holland really doesn't want to let it go. The throw. Inside again, he takes it for a walk.
Well, Dr. No Skills showing off his singing chops. Those of you at home who could hear the singing going on in the crowd, that's Dr. No Skills. Look for him in the center field camera. Well, a walk to Cedric Basel, the first walk issued in the ballgame. And guess who's the tying run at the plate right now? Will Thorpe.
Will Thorpe with an amazing batting average. He's going to want to make something happen here. So Holland's going to have to be careful.
We got 2 outs in the 6th inning. Thorpe, the tying run at the plate. 3-0 the score. Mannheim leads.
Up, inside.
Holland looks like he's throwing harder now than he did at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been very casually working through this lineup and saving a lot of his energy for a moment just like this. Thorpe, the best hitter for the Disciples at the plate, and he asks for time.
Holland gearing up. Watching second base. 1-0 pitch. Another ball.
And now Vogner calls time. He wants to go out and have a chat with Sam Holland. No activity in the bullpen for the Mannheim Tornadoes. Well, you have Thorpe followed by Thomas and Nicolici should it extend at all. And Will, who's looked at 2 fastballs up and in, has not chased anything. Thorpe is a guy who does not very often swing outside of the zone. And he knows the situation. He's come up big in spots like this before for the Disciples. You better believe he knows that this might be the best chance they have all game. And Thorpe up there representing the tying run.
2-0 pitch. Ball again.
Just barely missed. Now Holland, this is the first sweat he has broken in the entire ball game for sure. Even though there's 2 outs, but he's 3-0 on Thorpe. I would not be surprised if Thorpe is swinging.
No, definitely.
There's Dr. No Skills again. Let me turn up the crowd mic so you can really hear that. I don't think YouTube will flag that.
3-0 pitch. Strike.
Holland a little bit animated as if to say, why did you call that one a strike and not the one before it?
Man on first, man on second. 2 outs. It's a 2-1 pitch coming up. 3-1. Walks. 3-1 becomes a walk. We have bases loaded, ladies and gentlemen, as Nate-Sean Thomas approaches the plate.
Well, Sam Holland visibly dissatisfied with the home plate umpire's judgment of that last pitch. Certainly a very close one. And so now Nate-Sean Thomas, the tying runs are on base for the Disciples. And time is called. Mitch Hillert is on his way out to the mound to have a chat with Sam Holland.
Just a reminder, Nate has gotten 2 home runs this year.
One of which was a grand slam.
It was indeed. So he's maybe looking to repeat.
Well, it's 3-0 Mannheim. The Disciples have a grand total of 3 hits in this game. And, in fact, in this inning, they have the hit to Pinheiro and 2 walks. Pinheiro's at third. Basel is at second. Thorpe is at first. Pinheiro started the inning, and then Van Kopf grounded out. Zeeman Lechner struck out, and then with 2 outs, walks to Basel and Thorpe. And now Nate-Sean Thomas. Thomas is 1 for 2. He singled at Stoll. Couple of bases his last time.
Pitch, strike one.
Holland not messing around. He's just coming right after Thomas. You can hear some of the Mannheim fans. 3-0 ball game. Bottom of the 6th. Haar won yesterday 8-4. Mannheim winning today. Here's the 0-1.
Fouled off to the left side. And that'll make it 1-1.
0-2, actually. Sorry.
0-2. Too much to think about.
I know.
Messed it up a couple times.
It's not the easiest thing in the world to do.
So much easier when it's on TV.
I know. Nothing in 2.
Learning so much from Tim. Who is the master?
Yeah, a master of amateur.
It's the 0-2 pitch. Inside. Taken for a ball.
Well, there have been a lot of close pitches that Holland thought should have gone for strikes this inning.
And we're at 1-2.
Let's take another look at that one. See, the target was actually set up outside, and the catcher actually had to reach way across inside. It did not look very close at all from the center field angle. From the crowd, it did.
It's bottom of the 6th. That was the 1-2 pitch. Another ball, real low.
That was a good block by Vogner. Any pitch like that thrown down in the dirt, Wagner's got to be ready to block.
2 outs. The tension is high. It's 2-2. Bottom of the 6th. 3-0. Nate could change the whole game. The 2-2. Just outside, it is full count.
Ball 3. Well, one more bad one would drive home a run for the Disciples. And now there is some activity in the Mannheim bullpen, something I think they were not expecting. Mentioned Holland's highest pitch count this year was 86. He's at 72 now.
Full count. It's up. It's in left field. We got a runner heading, or we got an outfielder heading out, but it's foul.
Slicing foul ball. Thomas slicing one that lay. It was about 3 meters or so to the left of the foul line, and Moritz Herrlein had no chance to catch it. They were playing him way off the line. That would have cleared the bases, but instead it's a foul ball.
All right, still full count. 2 outs.
That means the runners will be off as well.
Yeah.
Full count and 2 outs. The runners will be going. Boy, a lot of high leverage pitches in this inning. It's good entertainment for the fans.
Who are indeed excited.
Mannheim leading 3-0, bottom of the 6th, bases loaded. Full count on Thomas.
Up, and it's a walk. Runner comes in. It is now a 3-1 game.
And Holland is pleading his case with Sasha Pammersberger, the home plate umpire. 3 consecutive walks, and every single close pitch on the inside corner has been called a ball. We'll take a look at it again. That's a tough pitch to take for Nate-Sean Thomas, but the Disciples get a run on the board. It's not the sexiest of rallies, a single and 3 walks. Now the tying run is in scoring position. If Nico Lici could get a base hit the way he did earlier in this game, the Disciples have a chance to actually tie it.
He is extremely capable. So Holland's got to be a little bit worried right now.
I think Holland is more frustrated that he's been missing on such close pitches.
Nico Lici ready to go. Holland getting ready. Bottom of the 6th. 3-1. Pitch. It's in the dirt a little bit. Taking for a ball.
Again, a good block by Jonathan Vogner. Vogner didn't catch yesterday. He was the DH in yesterday's game.
1-0. Crowd's excited. 2 outs. Bases loaded. Nico Lici gets a piece of it. It goes off the left field. It's a base hit. We have 1. And then we got 2. It's at the plate. Is he safe? He is safe. Ladies and gentlemen, Nico Lici makes it happen. This is a tie ball game.
Klaus Nicolici doing it again. Let's look at this on the replay. He got a pitch out over the plate. He served it into right center field. It was a great throw by Juan Martin, the right fielder, and it was a close play at the plate, and Wilthorpe got the left hand in here just ahead of the tag, and that's going to be it for Sam Holland, who was so dominant the first 5 innings of this game, and here in the 6th inning, the Disciples have tied it. It's a brand new ball game here in Haar. Sam Holland with some final parting words for the home plate umpire. He just looks at him and shakes his head and walks off the mound. So we are tied at 3. We will have a pitching change. This is Haar Disciples baseball, präsentiert vom Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD. So the pitching change has been made. Sam Holland's day is over, and that was a surprising turn of events. He goes 5 2/3, 4 hits, 3 runs so far. He's responsible for the 2 base runners on board. He walked 3 all in this inning, struck out 4, total of 81 pitches. And the new pitcher on in relief is Miguel Salud, who has an ERA of 1.2 in 15 innings. So he's going to try and close this inning out and put out the fire. The Disciples have somehow tied the game. They've had 2 hits and 3 walks in this inning. And so now Luke Steinlein, who has been extremely frustrated at the plate over the past few weeks, would love to atone for that. Got the go-ahead run at 3rd in the person of Nate-Sean Thomas. The first pitch from Salud is in for a strike. The inning started with Miguel Pinheiro singling, and he's ignited so many rallies this year. Remember that 7-run rally against Heidenheim? That was started and capped by Pinheiro back in the day, earlier this season. 0-1 from Salud to Steinlein, the pitch. And that pitch is outside. Salud now. Turns his back in disgust. He thought he had the outside corner. That side of the plate has been consistent as far as I can tell. Sam Holland had a whole bunch of pitches right in that zone that were called balls. 1-1 the count, the pitch. Breaking ball, that one is off the plate away. Good take by Steinlein. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Well, the Disciples have tied it. Thomas at 3rd, Nicolici at 2nd. And the 2-1 pitch. Popped foul out of play, 2-2 now. Well, another Disciples rally. They have rallied a lot this season, it seems like.
Yeah, once they get going, they can manage to keep that engine of runs like operating. So. And
compared to how they seemed a couple of weeks ago, they have an air of confidence about them. Steinlein pops one up to right center field. This is plenty playable for Höpfner, who drifts over into the alleyway and makes the catch to end the inning. But the Disciples send 8 men to the plate. They get 3 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors. and 2 left on base. And we go to the 7th inning. It's a new ball game as the Disciples have tied it. We are tied at 3. This is Haar Disciples baseball.
MSD, Gesundheitsunternehmen.
There we
MSD,
go.
yeah, I got all the words.
MSD, there we go. That's what you need to know.
All right.
We move to the top of the 7th inning here in Haar. It is tied at 3 between the Tornadoes and the Disciples, and new pitcher on the mound for the Haar Disciples is Jan Endriat. ERA of 7, around 7, but he had a big outing last weekend against Heidenheim as the first pitch to Dominic Hüpfner is low for ball 1. Top of the order for the Tornadoes. Endriat deals in the fastball, misses the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Hüpfner was showing bunt that time. It'll be Hüpfner and then Lucas Dickman and Mitch Nilsson. Tied at 3 in the top of the 7th. Another entertaining ball game between these two teams. Endriat deals high, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Endriat, 11 1/3 innings, he's walked 9. That's basically been the root of all of his problems. And now he deals a strike, 3-1 the count. So both starters are now out of it, and we are looking at a bullpen game. As Lewis Cohen went 6 very good innings. He struck out 11. There's a chopper pulled foul, strike 2. 7 hits, 3 runs, and catcher's interference, I guess, is going to be called, as Thorpe must have interfered with the swing, and so that'll be an error on the catcher. And that puts Hüpfner on first base. See if I caught that on the replay. I'm not sure I did. Nope, looks like I didn't. So, just going to have to take our word for it that it was catcher's interference. That's the only explanation I can come up with for Hüpfner being awarded first base on a foul ball. That'll bring up Lucas Dickman. Now, Hüpfner now, I would not be surprised if he's going to run. And Dickman showing bunt, takes a pitch in the dirt. That was a heck of a block by Thorpe. Ball 1. There's a swing and a high pop of left side. Nate Sean Thomas drifting over, shades his eyes from the sun, finds it and squeezes it. Dickman flies out. That's the first out. And so, an important out. Here comes Mitch Nilsson. Boy, this lineup for the Mannheim Tornadoes. Well, yesterday we were talking about how they released Ricky Marinez right before the game. And he was one of the offensive stars of the league, not only their team. So he's gone. And then today, just before the game was about to begin, Thomas de Wolf came up with an injury and can barely move. I guess he's having problems with his right side. Maybe it's some kind of oblique injury or something. I have no idea. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to pretend to be. But without him in the lineup, it's quite a different look. Here's the pitch to Nilsson. He squibs one off the end of the bat, left side, gloved by Van Kopf, and it goes under his glove. I don't think he was going to have any chance to get an out on that anyway. It hit so much spin on it, and it was twisting away. It got between Pinheiro and Van Kopf, and everybody's safe. So Nilsson has 2 hits today, and they're both the softest hits you could possibly imagine. Yesterday, he hit the ball hard 4 times and had nothing to show for it, so that's baseball. That'll bring up David Candelas, now a very tough customer for Jan Endriat. Endriat was brought into last week's game against Heidenheim with the bases loaded and nobody out, and he got out of that situation. That was a game the Disciples actually won 5-2. And the pitch to Candelas is low, but now you have, strictly speaking, the hitter with the most home runs in the Bundesliga standing at the plate. He's got 11. Hit one of them yesterday. There's the 1-0. High, 2-0. When Endriat is on, obviously, he's able to throw not just his fastball, but also his curveball for strikes. Höfner at second, Nilsson at first. There's 1 out. And the pitch fouled away, and Candelas had a very healthy cut at that one. We are tied at 3 in the top of the 7th. 1 out, first and second for the Tornadoes. The pitch. There's a ground ball, base hit into left field. Höfner is going to be held at third base. Thomas comes up throwing the ball to the infield. So the bases are loaded. And that'll bring up Jonathan Vogner, who's already knocked the ball out of the ballpark once today. And Will Thorpe out there giving some encouraging words to Jan Endriat. Wagner today 1 for 3. He flied out, homered, and then struck out. That was all against Lewis Cohn, of course, who went the first 6.
Quick reversal. Everything in, and we just had the situation set up for the Disciples, and now the Tornadoes have this.
Every time the sun comes out, I just think how beautiful it is to be sitting outside on a sunny day at a baseball game.
I know.
Got a light breeze. So Jonathan Wagner up there trying to give his team the lead. There's the overhand curveball, and it came out of the hand way too high from Jan Endriat. Ball 1. He takes a deep breath. And the 1-0. There's a line shot down the left field line, just foul off the end of the bat.
That was really close.
About a meter, and the bat was shattered. And Wagner's just going to go back and get another one. You could hear the sound as it hit off the end and cracked. That line drive landed maybe a meter to the left of the foul line. Had it been fair, it would have been a couple of runs. And Wagner has a new piece of lumber. He will return to the batter's box with a 1-1 count. Inning began with Dominik Höfner reaching on catcher's interference. That was the second error by the Disciples in this game. The other one was an error on Titus Van Kopf back in the 4th inning. And then a couple of singles after a flyout. Now bases loaded, 1 out, the 1-1 pitch. That's a strike at the knees in the outside corner. That's the best pitch that Endriat has thrown so far in this inning. Good fastball, perfectly located, and a good spot to have it with the bases loaded. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jonathan Wagner, right-hand hitter with power. Endriat deals, and that's high, 2-2. Jan Endriat, a former Schweig Red Lion. Schweig is one of the 2 teams that's situated on either side of the Munich airport. Freising is the other. There's the 2-2. Popped foul out of play. If you're ever flying into the Munich airport and you see a baseball field from the window, the one that's to the north, that's Freising. The one that's to the south, that's Schweig.
Okay.
I remember one of the first times flying into Munich, there must have been a night game going on. And I looked out the windows of the plane and I saw a baseball field with lights, and I was like, where am I? The pitch is low. Ball 3.
You knew Munich could be not too bad.
Well, yeah.
Baseball.
I mean, that was 10 years ago. I didn't even know that there was any baseball at that point in Europe. How little did I know? But we all know now, and it's a fun brand to watch. We got a tie game, bases loaded, full count on Vogner, the pitch. A drive to deep right center field. Dinsky started in, now going back, and it's over his head, all the way to the wall. Here comes Dominic Hüpfner. He will score. Mitch Nilsson scores, and stopping at second base with a 2-run double is Jonathan Vogner. It is 5-3 Mannheim. As Candelas stopped at third base. Well, that was a good piece of hitting from Jonathan Vogner, who's having quite a day offensively. He homered to left field to drive himself in, and now a 2-run double. Got a pitch. He kind of inside-outed it. That was not the worst pitch in the world. It was down. It was kind of in, but he hit it with a lot of authority to deep right center field. And Paco Garcia out on the mound to have a chat with Jan Andriat. As Mannheim now leads by a score of 5-3. There is still only one out, runners on second and third, and the hitter is Juan Martin. Martin is conversing with David Candelas down the third baseline. Now the Disciples tied the game with 3 runs last inning. The big hit was the 2-run single off the bat of Klaus Nicolici. And now Paco Garcia goes back to the dugout, leaves Jan Andriat out there. And Andriat going to go to work on Juan Martin, who is 1 for 3. Martin has singled, struck out, and grounded to third. Well, it's 5-3 Mannheim.
With heavy potential for more. Try to cut it off right here.
And that's a good curveball from Jan Andriat on the first pitch. In for a strike to Juan Martin, right-hand hitter. And the 0-1 popped up, foul territory off to the right. That's going to sail out of play. Strike 2 on Martin, nothing in 2. Well, Andriat, after that talking to, throws a couple of quick strikes, and he's out in front. I imagine Garcia having some words of encouragement for him. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and fouled back again, still 0-2. Sometimes when the coach goes out to the mound like that, they'll say something along the lines of, hey, the worst that will happen is they'll hit it.
Yeah, I think
just don't walk people.
Yeah.
And don't fall behind. If they hit it, you can tip your cap to them at the very least. There's a pitch grounded hard, base hit into center field through the drawn-in infield. 1 run will score. They're waving around the second run. Here's the throw, not in time. A 2-run single makes it 7-3 Mannheim as both Candelas and Vogner score on the hard ground ball single off the bat of Juan Martin. And Mannheim has opened up a 4-run lead here in the 7th. The infield was in, and that ball was grounded past Simon Lechner, who dove but simply could not get to it. And so still only 1 out in the inning as Mannheim has gotten 4 consecutive hits off of Jan Andriat, and now some more activity will start in the bullpen. In fact, I think the activity has been going on. Garcia looking out to the bullpen to find out if whoever's been warming up out there is ready. As Moritz Herrlein steps up and looks at a breaking ball. That one is high, apparently. Nothing in 1. Herrlein has struck out twice and been hit by a pitch. And he hits one off the fist. It's a little pop-up to short center. Lechner is out, makes the catch. That was a good read by Simon Lechner. He immediately broke back. Sometimes on a ball like that, it's easy to misjudge it.
Of course, yeah.
And Simon went right to the spot and ran it down. That's the second out of the inning. As the 8th person to bat in this inning will be Merlin Bendlein. Bendlein doubled to drive home a run, and then he reached on an error and struck out. So he's 1 for 3. Mannheim 7 runs on 11 hits. The Disciples have 3 runs on 4 hits. The first pitch is low and in the dirt, ball 1. Runner on first base, Juan Martin. Being held on by Klaus. Nicolici over there. 1-0 pitch coming to Bendlein. This one up and in, and it almost hit him. He has to take a seat. And in fact, I guess it did hit him. Pretty delayed call by the home plate umpire.
You gotta look on where?
It did kind of sound as if it hit him, and looking at the replay, it certainly looks like it did. And Garcia right now is just coming out to say, why didn't you call it right away if you're so sure? And so it is indeed a hit batter, and that will put runners on first and second. And Thorpe again out to the mound to chat with Jan Endriat.
So what are you talking about at this point, you know?
You're saying this is the number 9 hitter. Let's get him out. This is the pitcher, Miguel Salud. And Salud, let's see if he's batted at all this year. He has. He's batted. Nope, he has not batted yet. That's what Thorpe was out there to say. Thorpe was out there to say this hitter has not had a plate appearance, and it doesn't matter anyway, as Jan Endriat is going to be removed in favor of Luke Steinlein. So we'll take another break. This pitching change with the score 7-3 in favor of the Mannheim Tornados. This is Haar Disciples baseball presented from Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD.
All right, we're back. 2 men on. At the top of the 7th. First pitch is there. It's a ball. Didn't quite see where it landed. Right now we've got number... Salute up. Oh, foul to the back. It's going to make it 1-1. Pretty tense situation. Things really turned around for Haar. Looked like they were going to manage to come back with a and get ahead, but nope, foul to the left. It's going to make it 2 strikes. Pitch, foul again. We're at 1-2. Double checking something right here. Please be patient with me. Love that you guys are all joining me, helping me out. So right now, what's going on here? Heading back off to the side. Looks like maybe an issue with the bat. Yeah, he's switching out number 24. So yeah, it looks like we just need to switch out a bat really quick. So we're here again. Yeah. All right. 2 men on. Top of the 7th. We got our pitch. Strike out, and that'll bring us to the end of the inning. So right now it's 7-3, and we've got a real great ball game here. So once again, our sponsor, Haar Disciples Baseball, präsentiert von Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD. Needed to write that one down.
Sehr gut.
Okay.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 7th inning. David Dinsky will lead things off as the Disciples find themselves looking up at a 4-run deficit. Mannheim scoring 4 runs in the top of the inning to break the tie. And now Miguel Salud is the pitcher of record as Dinsky, showing bunt, takes a strike. Dinsky and then Pinheiro and Titus van Kopf, 7, 8, and 9 in the order for the Haar Disciples. And time is called as the home plate umpire is discussing something with Miguel Salud. Not sure what that was all about. Let's watch this last pitch. Maybe something happened behind the plate. I think what happened was the catcher, Vogner, caught that ball off of his wrist, and and that's usually when the home plate umpire takes a little walk and has a casual conversation with somebody. they're giving the catcher time to recover from something that caused pain, and I think that was the case there. Strike one on Dinsky. And strike two. Good curveball from Salud. Drops in. This is just Dave Dinsky's third at bat today. The Disciples still haven't gone 3 times through their order.
Well, especially early on, they were just going through our batters so fast. Holland was doing such a great job.
And there's a swing and a tapper foul. Dinsky somehow staying alive on that one. Well, the sun went behind a cloud, and whenever you're sitting in the shadows here in Munich, it gets a little chilly, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can definitely feel like 2 degrees less up.
There's a line shot to the gap in left center field. Dinsky is going to try for 2, and he will make it. Leadoff double. As the Disciples going to have to try to play comeback kids again in this game. They rallied for 3 last inning. They're trailing by 4 here, and now Miguel Pinheiro. Pinheiro started the rally last inning with a single, excuse me. So he's 1 for 2. So this is his third at bat. It was very strange the way Sam Holland went from working on a Maddox to not being able to get out of the inning last half inning. And the pitch to Miguel Pinheiro is low. There were a lot of close pitches in that inning that did not go Sam Holland's way, and he was visibly upset as he was leaving the mound. And the 1-0 pitch to Pinheiro. Fastball strike on the inside corner, 1-1. Salud, a right-hand pitcher, works from the first base side of the rubber. Third base side, rather, excuse me. David Dinsky doubled on a 2-strike pitch. He's on second base. There's nobody out. Disciples trailing by 4 here in the 7th. And the 1-1. Curveball, that one stays too high. 2 balls and a strike. The most Salud has pitched in any one game this year is 3 innings. So he's been used exclusively in relief. That ball fouled away off to the right. 2-2 count now for Miguel Pinheiro. Dinsky on second base. Defense is playing Pinheiro straight away. And the 2-2. Curveball high and outside, ball 3. Full count now. Salud set. And the payoff pitch to Pinheiro. Fouled straight back, and Pinheiro lives to see another pitch. Pinheiro doing his Yasiel Puig, kissing the barrel of the bat after he fouled that one off. It'll be another full count pitch from Salud to Pinheiro. Here it comes. And it's low, ball 4. Pinheiro takes the walk. You know, Miguel used to be a guy that was virtually impossible to walk, and he has grown more patient over the past year or so.
I mean, that just comes with time, you know?
And so, Titels van Kaap, who came up big with the bat yesterday, had a couple of hits, scored a couple of runs. He's up there now with 2 on, nobody out. And he looks at a strike from Salud, 0-1. Other action in the Bundesliga going on right now. Mannheim leading this game 7-3, but in Heidenheim, Regensburg is ahead 5-2. That game in the 4th inning. Zollingen 1-0 over Bonn. That game in the 2nd inning. That's a marquee matchup between those 4 teams. Here it's 7-3 Mannheim, and the pitch is a strike at the very top of the zone to Von Kopf, and the count no balls and 2 strikes. Von Kopf today has grounded out twice. Salute looking for the first out of the inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and Von Kopf just got a piece. Titus has been a guy who's been tough to strike out all year. He has not struck out at all in 36 plate appearances. Been able to put the bat on the ball. Oh, that can't be right. Sorry, I read the wrong line. The pitch is outside. Count 1 and 2. Von Kopf has struck out a grand total of 8 times, so still not all that much. I was looking at the line that said S, which is sacrifices, I believe. Yeah, not S-O. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Von Kopf, trying to get to the top of the lineup and give the Disciples another chance at a rally. The pitch. Fouled away again. Now, Titus, not afraid of anything. He's a guy who's calm and relaxed up there. Doesn't matter. He's 17 years old. Who cares?
I mean, I think it's great. I think it's awesome to see somebody so young who plays so well.
Yeah, when I was 17, I would never be able to handle that. 1 and 2, here it comes. In the dirt, and that one gets away, and both runners will advance.
Taking advantage of it.
Wild pitch puts runners on 2nd and 3rd. Salute spiking that one down. And I think that one got all the way through and ricocheted off the home plate umpire. Look at this pitch. It was well in front of the plate, and it did. It ricocheted off of Pommesberger's chest protector and moved off to the left of your screen. So 2nd and 3rd, still nobody out. The Disciples could get a run without a hit here, but they need 4 runs. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Von Kopf. And the pitch is low, and the count is full now, 3 and 2. Now, one thing you got to credit the Disciples, they have been looking at those very close pitches and not chasing them. That's how they got themselves 3 runs in the 6th inning.
And it's not always something they've done. Watching last year, I feel like that wasn't as much of a developed skill. So it's good to see that they've been working on that.
Yeah, they really have become more patient. The payoff is low ball 4. The bases are loaded. Well, here we go again. Simon Lechner will step up to the plate representing the tying run. He's not a home run hitter, but he's come up with some huge hits this season for the Disciples. And the bases loaded. Nobody out in the inning. There's some stirring around in the Mannheim dugout. No activity as of yet in the bullpen, however. Simon Lechner today is 0 for 3. He is grounded out, lined out, and struck out. Well, the corner infielders will come up and try to come home with the play. Up the middle, they try to turn it the normal way. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, nowhere close, ball 1.
If I were Haar, there's not many people I would prefer to have batting right now. Simon Lechner knows how to take advantage of these types of situations.
Yeah, he's had a really great year with the bat. We mentioned it before, hitting over 300. There's the 1-0. Low and outside, ball 2. And the other thing, Lechner, even when he was struggling in past years with the batting average, he's always been a patient hitter who's taken a lot of walks. And now Vogner calls time and goes out to the mound to discuss things with the pitcher, Miguel Salud. And this conversation is one of, we talked about it last inning. You can't defend a walk. It's better to throw the ball right down the pipe and have him hit out of the park.
Yeah, true that.
But there's no defending a walk, and the Disciples owe their rally in the 6th inning to walks. They got 3 that inning. They've got 2 walks and a double in this inning. And they count 2 balls and no strikes on Simon Lechner. Lechner might be taking here. Here it comes. And it's in the dirt. Ball 3 gets away, but no advance. No reason to risk getting thrown out at home plate when there's nobody out in the inning. You have Cedric Bossel and Will Thorpe due up. A big spot in this game. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. This game looked like it was going to be a cakewalk for Sam Holland and the Tornadoes, and suddenly the complexion of this game has changed dramatically. It's still 7-3, but 3-0, and the pitch. That's a strike, 3-1.
Definitely helps to have bases loaded in 2 different innings.
Well, that's sort of on brand Bundesliga baseball. It really is not over until it's over. 3-1. Lechner will now be swinging the pitch. Strike 2 at the knees. Lechner not chasing that one. That was not a hitter's pitch. That was a quality delivery from Salud. So now full count with the bases loaded. There's nobody out here in the 7th inning. Salud is set, and the pitch. Outside, ball 4. That forces home a run. And once again, the Disciples have the tying runs on base. And for the 2nd consecutive inning, they've drawn 3 walks. So Dinsky scores. Pinheiro to 3rd, Von Kopf to 2nd, Lechner to 1st. And Mitch Hillert one more time doing the slow walk out to the mound.
Can't defend a walk.
Can't defend a walk.
That's my takeaway today.
Let's look at that last pitch. Right, Lechner taking a pitch very close. You can see Vogner set up outside, and it missed maybe by a couple inches, but clearly a ball. And so now we're into the part of the lineup where the Disciples have some thump. Bossel with some power. Doesn't have a home run this year, but has hit home runs in the past before. And we're going to have a new pitcher. Julius Spann is coming in to try to put out the fire and stop the bleeding before it gets too much. And so Spann comes in relief of Miguel Salud.
And you got to think the Tornadoes are going to be thinking, we got to make something happen and deal with Thorpe and Nicolici once they start coming up to bat, because they can do some real damage.
So Salud only goes a 1/3 of an inning. He got the final out last inning and does not retire a batter this inning. He's responsible for the 3 base runners, and he departs in favor of Julius Spann, and we will take a short break. This is Haar Disciples Baseball, präsentiert vom Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD. Well, the new pitcher on the mound is the right-hander Julius Spann, former Mainz Athletic, former Heidenheim Heideköpfe, and now right-hand relief pitcher for the Mannheim Tornadoes this year in 15 1/3 innings pitched, an ERA of under 3. He only really became a pitcher a couple of years ago at the behest of Don Freeman, his coach in Mainz. And he played for the national team, of course. And this year, he has made 1 appearance. No, he has not faced the Disciples yet this year. This is his first appearance against the Haar Disciples. He's only pitched a total of 15 1/3 innings, I mentioned. Sometimes he's been wild. He's had some outings where he's walked 3 or more, gave up 2 home runs to the Stuttgart Reds. So depending on the day, you don't know for sure what you're going to get from him. He's got a good arm, throws the ball hard with good movement. And the Tornadoes are hoping he can put out the fire here, but he's going to have to deal with 2, 3, and 4 in the order. Cedric Bossel, Will Thorpe, and Nate Thomas with the bases loaded, nobody out. Mannheim 7, Haar 4. As Span is going to tie his shoes and stretch out for the final time. So Cedric Bossel today 0 for 2. He has walked and scored. That was last inning. The Disciples have base runners everywhere. Pinheiro is at third, Von Kopf at second, Simon Lechner is at first. And here's the pitch to Bossel. Inside, it hit him right on the elbow. That's a painful run, but it's a run nonetheless, and it's 7-5. And the wheelhouse of horror continues for the Tornadoes. They still have the lead, but my goodness, it is starting to get ominous. First pitch, tried to come inside with a fastball and missed, and it drilled Cedric Bossel, and now the tying run is at second base. So Pinheiro scored on that. Von Kopf goes to third, Lechner to second, Bossel to first with a painful RBI. He seems to be okay, still holding his left elbow. And Will Thorpe at the plate, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. 7-5 now the score. Span steps off. It is a very tough thing to come in a bases loaded no out situation as a relief pitcher, but it's part of the job. Here it comes. Low ball one, Span trying to first pitch breaking ball. Of all the people the Disciples could have at the plate, this is the guy they want. Will Thorpe. Bases loaded. Von Kopf at third, Lechner at second, Bossel at first. Crowd getting into this one. 1-0 the count, here it comes. Fastball low and outside, ball 2. 2-0. This inning has consisted of a double, a walk, a walk, a walk, and a hit batter. 2 balls, no strikes on Thorpe. He might still be taking here. And the pitch. He swings and pops it up a mile high on the Sunfield. 3 people converging. Nilsson makes the call and the catch. And that was not easy. And Thorpe had a pitch to hit and he just missed it. So he pops out to the shortstop, Mitch Nilsson. That is a huge first out. And now Nathan Thomas will walk up to the plate and dig in. The fans are into this one for sure.
Yes, no, it's super exciting. It was so good. Will put a ball into play, which was super important, to try to get it up and make contact, So.
Well, he was in attack mode on that pitch. So now Nate Thomas. Thomas is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. He's also driven in a run. That was with the bases loaded walk. The pitch is inside and high, ball 1. Bases still loaded. Von Kopf at third. Lechner at second. Bossel at first. Good speed on the bases for what it's worth. Herland, Hüpfler, and Martin in the outfield playing straight away. The 1-0. High, 2 balls and no strikes. Now, Thorpe popping out on that 2-0 pitch. You're never going to see a better pitch to hit than 2-0 with the bases loaded.
Yeah.
And he's the best hitter on the team, so perfectly reasonable that he took a crack at it. Here's the 2-0 to Thomas. Strike, a fastball in the outside corner. Pretty good zip on that one. Well, it seems crazy that about a half an hour, 40 minutes ago, we were talking about Sam Holland throwing a complete game shutout in under 100 pitches. And
I hope we didn't jinx it for him because he was doing so well.
There's no such thing as a jinx, as anyone will tell you. The pitch was a line drive caught by the third baseman, Lucas Dickman. And Nathan Thomas hit it hard, and he actually had a little laugh about it, but that's a huge second out.
Yeah.
Can't really place it where you're going to hit it. And it was right to Lucas Dickman, who caught it easily. And now it's up to Klaus Nicolici.
And for the Tornadoes, the end looks kind of in sight.
Yeah, there's a light at the end of the tunnel for sure. Nicolici, however, has been a tough customer. 2 more hits today, including the game-tying hit last inning. He has a chance to do it again this inning.
He can clobber the ball so effectively.
Here it comes. Fastball missed low, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. You can see Span has a good fastball. And he has a very quick delivery to the plate as well, which, for what it's worth, keeps runners pretty close. 1 ball, no strikes. Span is set. Here's the pitch on the way to Nikolici. Outside, ball 2. Just barely, not a bad pitch. Klaus and the rest of the Disciples, to their credit, have not been chasing that pitch. It's been called a ball the entire game. 2 balls, no strikes.
People are getting on their feet. They want to see Nikolici make it happen.
And he swings and misses out in front of an off-speed pitch, and Klaus going to take a little walk around the batter's box and think about it. 2-1. Klaus, born in Romania. He said he learned how to play baseball in Italy. He's been a member of the Disciples for a long time. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to him. And the pitch. A little tapper up the third base side, foul just in front of the plate. 2-2 now. Well, Span hasn't really shown much of a breaking ball. Sometimes he has a good one, but sometimes he lets it slip out of the hand as well. What will he throw here? 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nikolici, a fastball hitter. Span, a fastball pitcher. So here comes the 2-2 pitch with the bases loaded. A chopper back to the mound, fielded by Span. He's going to run it all the way himself just to make sure, and the inning is over. The Disciples get 2 more runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and they left the bases loaded. So we go to the 8th inning. A close ball game here in Haar. It is 7-5 for the Mannheim Tornados. This is Haar Disciples Baseball, präsentiert vom Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD. So we are back for the top of the 8th inning. 7-5 Mannheim leading Haar, and Dominic Höfner looks at a curveball too high for ball 1 from Luke Steinlein. Well, Höfner, who started off last inning by reaching on catcher's interference, starts off this inning by having a count 1-1. Rather, he fouled off the breaking ball. Steinlein, by the way, we never gave you his numbers. 5.5 ERA roughly in 13 2/3 innings. And the pitch is popped up right side, foul ground. Thorpe gives it a look. Nikolici is also there, but Thorpe makes the catch for the first out. So last inning, Höfner reached on a catcher's interference, and this inning he pops out to the catcher. And that'll bring up Lucas Dickman. Dickman is 0 for 4 today. but he made a nice catch. Give a shout out. Hello to the folks watching from all over the world. We got folks from Australia. Thanks for tuning in and spending a little bit of your Sunday with us. The pitch is a strike to Lucas Dickman. Dickman 0 for 4 today. Yesterday he had a bunch of hits in the game. He had 3 in 4 at-bats, so tale of 2 different days for Lucas. The 0-1. Fastball missed low, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike from Lucas Steinlein to Lucas Dickman. There's a hard ground ball to the left side, and a nice pick by Pinheiro. He spins and throws, and his throw is low, and it gets under Nico Lici's glove. Ricochets off the railing of the dugout. Thorpe with a throw to second base, and it's not in time, so that'll be a throwing error on Miguel Pinheiro. It was a nice play to come up with the ball initially, but then Nico Lici couldn't scoop it at first. And so that'll be the 3rd error for the Disciples in this game. That puts the runner at second base for Mitch Nielsen. Nielsen today 2 for 4, 2 singles. He's scored in the 7th inning. And the pitch to him is popped up left side. The shortstop Van Kopp is out on the edge of the grass. Thomas comes in, and he missed the ball. And that ball falls, and Nielsen will reach first base. It looked like Thomas was trying to call off Van Kopp, or Van Kopp also looked like he didn't quite see it all the way, and maybe Thomas was running in to try to help him out, and he couldn't get there. See how that's going to be scored. My guess is it's going to be scored a single.
Yeah. And he popped right back up, so that was good to see. I was a little bit worried when he fell over, or when he fell back, rather.
If he hurt himself, yeah. Disciples definitely don't need any more injuries, that's for sure. And now you've got 2 on for David Candelas as we watch a replay of this. Lucas Dickman at second base had nowhere to go, so he stayed put. The sun came out just for that pop-up.
Just a little bit. I know it's gotten a lot colder.
And they gave a single to Mitch Nielsen, so he's 3 for 5 today with 3 of the softest singles you will ever see as Candelas swings and misses at the first pitch from Steinlein. And Sasha Pummesberger wants to look at the bat from David Candelas. I have no idea what this is about.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like this.
Pummesberger is examining the batting gloves of Candelas. I have no idea what this is about. Candelas kept... Was Pummesberger saying that... Is he telling him you have to switch bats? Because the end of the bat, I have no idea what that's all about. Saying that it wasn't made out of wood?
I mean, that's it. I mean, he
that
bashed
the
up
bat was
against the ground to
illegal?
prove it. I heard it sounded like it was made of wood. I have no idea.
I have no idea what that. I guess Pummesberger was saying the bat was illegal, but usually that type of thing is an appeal play for the visiting manager to wait. Just think of the George Brett Pine Tar home run. Anyway, Candelas has another bat, and he looks at a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners on first and second. There's 1 out, 1 ball, and 1 strike. And the pitch from Steinlein is a curve high. 2 balls and a strike now. This ball fouled away and the count 2-2. The Disciples have been trying to change speeds with every single offering to David Candelas. Obviously they know the power that he has. Two balls and two strikes. One out. Runners on first and second. 7-5 Mannheim. We're in the top of the 8th inning. And the pitch from Steinlein is low and in the dirt, picked by Thorpe. The count full. 3-2. I wouldn't be surprised to see the runners take off here, even though there's only one out. Candelas struck out twice against Lewis Cohen in this game. 1 for 4 on the day with a single and a run scored. And the payoff, runners don't go. That ball is driven high in the air to right field, but playable for Dinsky. Runners are tagging Dinsky with the catch. And no advance. So Candelas flies out to right field. That's the second out of the inning. And that will bring up Jonathan Vogner. Vogner is 2 for 4 today with a home run and a double. He's driven in 3 runs in this game. So Jonathan Vogner now trying to add some more runs for the Tornadoes. The pitch is low and outside. This ball game had a completely different feel for the first 5 innings.
Yeah, totally. It was, nothing was, I mean, things were happening, but there wasn't nearly as many runs, and now it's, we have people on base,
and you just have the feeling that no amount of runs will be enough. The pitch is inside, 2-0. The Mannheim pitching today in this game has issued 6 walks to the Disciples, all in the last 2 innings. And this pitch is high, 3-0. Haar pitching.
and certainly seeing Holland in the beginning of the game, you would have never anticipated that we'd be.
I would have bet money that he'd be still pitching, and it would be a 3-0 game.
Yeah.
Final score. The pitch is a strike, 3-1. The Disciples have also issued 6 walks. Jonathan Vogner with a 3-1 count now, 2 down. Runners on first and second. They'll be going at the crack of the bat. And the pitch, swing and a miss, fastball. Vogner was late, full count. And now they will definitely be going. Dickman at second base, Nilsson at first. Nilsson not being held on. Sometimes you got to watch out for the back pick with Thorpe. Nilsson is not very far off the first base bag, however. 3-2 the count. Steinlein comes set. Here's the payoff. He struck him out swinging. And Mannheim does not score despite a hit and an error. They leave 2, and we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, 7-5 in favor of the Tornadoes. This is Haar Disciples Baseball, präsentiert vom Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD. We are back. Welcome back to the bottom of the 8th inning. Mannheim 7, Haar 5. And for the Disciples, they will send Luke Steinlein, David Dinsky, and Miguel Pinheiro, 6, 7, and 8 in their order, to the plate against the right-hander Julius Spann, who came on and did a pretty good job after he hit the first batter he faced on the first pitch he threw. And he managed to comport himself and come back and retire the next 3 hitters, Thorpe, Thomas, and Nico Lici. And the Disciples have 6 outs left with which to play here in this game. And if they're going to rally, they're going to have to start another one here. They've been playing catch-up the entire game. Luke Steinlein, who is 0 for 3, chokes up on the bat, takes a ball high, 1 ball, no strikes. The Disciples in the last 2 innings have 3 hits and 6 walks. And they've scored 5 runs on 3 hits. It's been the walks that have contributed to the problems as Spann falls behind 2 balls and no strikes, 2-0, and right away Jonathan Vogner out to the mound. Spann kicking at the dirt on the mound. This ball game started off, Mannheim scored 2 in the 2nd inning. The first run scored on a Merlin Bendlin RBI double. He got an 0-2 hanging breaking ball and doubled off the wall. And then Dominic Hübner singled him home. And then Mannheim scored another run in the 3rd inning on a Jonathan Wagner home run. Steinlein takes a strike. And it was 3-0 as Sam Holland cruised along. He was nasty, unhittable. And in the 6th inning, he lost the strike zone and walked 3. And the Disciples tied the game on a 2-run single off the bat of Klaus Nicolici. There's the 2-1. There's a line shot, base hit to left field for Luke Steinlein.
That was excellent.
That's got to feel good for Steinlein, who's really struggled with the bat as the ball comes trickling back to the infield. Steinlein starts off the inning with a base hit. Well, after the Disciples tied the game in the 6th, Mannheim scored 4 in the top of the 7th inning. Big blows by Jonathan Wagner and Juan Martin, 2-run hits for each of them. And the Disciples came back with 2 runs last inning thanks to a bases-loaded walk and a bases-loaded hit by pitch. The 2 most exciting plays in baseball history. And the Disciples now have the leadoff runner on for David Dinsky. Dinsky doubled to start the rally last inning. He's 1 for 3. Steinlein, a short leadoff first, won't be going anywhere. The pitch to Dinsky is chopped foul. David does not have a home run this year, but he certainly swings for the fences. You can see how hard he swings. And I actually mentioned that to him yesterday. I was like, man, you swing really hard. And he's like, yeah, entweder alles oder nichts. Which for the non-German speakers means either it's all or nothing.
All or nothing.
Well, he is the tying run. And a check on Steinlein at first, and he is back. Steinlein does run every now and then, but this would not really be the situation to do it.
No.
You need the base runner. You don't need him to get thrown out. Steinlein inching off the bag at first. 0-1 on Dinsky. The pitch, strike on the inside corner. 0-2 now the count. Nothing in 2 to Dinsky. There's nobody out. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning, 7-5. And the pitch. High pop, foul territory off to the right, out of play. Right now, the pitchers of record for both teams are Jan Endriat, who would be on the hook for the loss, and Miguel Salud would actually be in line to get the win if the Disciples never tie this game. Spann trying to get a save here. Still 0-2 on David Dinsky. Steinlein on first base, nobody out, bottom of the 8th. Dinsky the tying run. Here's the pitch. Low and in the dirt, gets away from Wagner. And Steinlein is off to the races. He's at second base. So a wild pitch puts Steinlein in scoring position. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count. Let's take a look where this pitch was. I wonder if it was maybe a cross-up. as Vogner sort of stabbed at it awkwardly. So the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, he just kind of got handcuffed, and it hit off the inside of his foot, I think, and kicked off to the left behind home plate. Well, 1 and 2 on David Dinsky. Steinlein now at second base. That removes the double play possibility. The pitch swung on, and he just got a piece to foul that one off. My goodness. That's what you call staying alive.
Yeah, I mean, do whatever you can.
And Dinsky trying to keep the bat back as long as he could on that slider or a curveball from Julius Spann. Now it's been an entertaining afternoon here in Haar. 1 and 2 the count on Dinsky. And the pitch. There's a fly ball, left field. Herline drifting over near the line. Long run. He dives. He can't get it. Fair ball into the corner. Steinlein around third. He will score. Dinsky is heading for third. The throw is not in time, and it gets past Lucas Dickman. Dinsky, the tying run, is 90 feet away. It is 7-6.
Phenomenal.
He hit it off the end of the bat and pulled it right down the line. The left fielder, Moritz Herlein, was way off the line and made a dive, came a few feet short, and the ball rattled around in the corner, and Dinsky running hard all the way. It's not often you see a triple to left field because that's the short throw, and I think a good throw would have had him, but the throw was way offline, and it got through anyway. So now the infield has to come in. So the Disciples could tie the game. Miguel Pinheiro at the plate. It is 7-6. And Spann from the stretch deals low. And remember, a wild pitch now could also tie the game. 1 ball, no strikes. There's nobody out in the inning. The Disciples are trying to come back yet again. They tied it in the 6th. They scratched a couple runs on the board in the 7th. And now in the 8th, they've pulled to within 1. The tying run 90 feet away. The pitch low and in the dirt. Wagner couldn't find it, but it's not too far away from him. Ball 2. David Dinsky, the tying run at third. That was a little bit risky for him also to try to cross all the way to third base, but.
Oh, I was shocked when he started heading there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, is he really doing this?
Well, he made it. 2-0. Nobody out in the inning. The pitch. Popped up, foul territory, out of play, strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Well, this ball game just goes to show you why you got to stick around. You can't
really
assume any foregone conclusions.
And
Sam Holland was as nasty as can be. 2-1 on Miguel Pinheiro. There it comes. Little chopper towards short. Nilsson checks the runner, throws to first. In time, there's 1 away. And so now Titus van Kopf. Well, it ain't over till it's over, right?
Yeah, that's certainly true. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I can understand, like, big city, you maybe want to, like, get out to your parking spot and everything and beat traffic. But here, Haar, like, everything's pretty simple. You should stay the whole game. See what happens.
Well, the fans that are here have been here the whole game. Now Titus van Kopf still tying run at third. Only 1 out. The pitch is a strike to Van Kopf. Van Kopf has grounded out twice and walked. I don't think they would try a squeeze here, but you never know. Van Kopf has shown he can handle the bat. That would certainly be risky. Dinsky on third, a very short lead. Spann looking right out in the pitch, a curve, and it's high. 1 ball and 1 strike. In past years, I've seen the Disciples try to do a squeeze almost every single time, and they ran themselves out of so many rallies. It does not break my heart if they don't try it.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially Van Kopf, one of their best hitters. Let's face it, he's hitting over 300.
Phenomenal.
Puts the bat on the ball most of the time, and he asks for time. He wants Paco Garcia to go through the signs one more time. He was unsure. Just wanted to make absolute sure that he didn't miss anything. Of course, if a squeeze is on and the hitter misses the the sign. That would be disastrous. 1-1. And the pitch. Outside, ball 2.
Oh.
It is a 7-6 ball game. There's 1 out, bottom of the 8th. The tying run, David Dinsky is on third base. And now Paco Garcia ran up and actually said something to him as he's taking his lead. 2-1. Dinsky dancing around off third. The pitch. A big chopper, and it is off the glove of Mitch Nilsson into left field. A base hit, and we are tied.
Love seeing Haar have 2 days worth of celebration. Yesterday was one of those days where you just have to celebrate your team. Today again, win or lose at this point, both teams have put on such a good show, and Haar especially.
Well, Titus van Kopp with a kangaroo bounce single over the drawn-in infield. It took 1 bounce. Mitch Nilsson went back. The ball hit the webbing of his glove and trickled harmlessly into the outfield, and we have a tie ball game. Now Simon Lechner at the top of the order. 7-7. And the pitch. Outside, ball 1. And so, as far as the pitchers of record go, now it's Steinlein and Span. 7 runs on 8 hits for the Disciples. Van Kopp on first, the pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes from Julius Span to Simon Lechner. Lechner today is 0 for 3. He drove in a run with a bases loaded walk, however. Van Kopp a short lead off first. And he's not going. The pitch. Strike called on the outside corner, 2-1. Good fastball. So far, everything away from Simon Lechner. Titus van Kopp being held on by David Candelas at first base. 2-1 the count to Lechner. There's only 1 out. The pitch. A big chopper right side. This one is gloved by Bendlein. He goes down to a knee and throws to first. Good play by Merlin Bendlein. Keep that ball in the infield, and Lechner grounds out for the second out. But now the go-ahead run is in scoring position. Titus van Kopp able to move up to second base on that play, and now Cedric Bossel. Cedric Bossel a chance to give the Disciples a 2-out lead, and boy, if they could score van Kopp from here,
oh yeah,
they would only need to retire the side in the 9th inning for a victory. Due up for the Tornadoes, it's the 6, 7, and 8 spot.
Which, given the pitching from the Disciples thus far, I think is very doable.
Well, you got Steinlein on the mound. But first, the business at hand right here needs to be taken care of. 1 ball and no strikes as Bossel looks at a fastball high. 7-7 the score. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. There are 2 outs. Titus van Kopp, you see him in your screen with the number 6. He's stationed at second base. And he's going for third. The pitch is swung on and popped up down the left field line in foul territory. That ball is caught by the third baseman, Lucas Dickman. That ball was in the air for a long time. A very difficult play. And Bossel pops out, and we are going to go to the 9th inning tied. But the Disciples have tied this game, scoring 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. 9th inning time. It's tied at 7. This is Haar Disciples Baseball, präsentiert vom Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD. And so we go to the 9th inning tied, as every good baseball game should do. 7-7 the score between the Disciples and the Tornadoes, and Luke Steinlein on the mound dealing with Juan Martin. And the first pitch is a strike. Martin today has singled twice, driven in 2 runs. He's scored one himself. 2 for 4. Right-hand hitter, he's got power. Holds the hands very high, and he takes a fastball high from Steinlein. This is Steinlein's 2nd inning of work. He came on and got the final out in the 7th. And the pitch on the way. Martin looks at a breaking ball low. 2 balls and a strike. Well, it was 3-0 Mannheim for the first 5. The Disciples tied it at 3 in the 6th. Mannheim took a 7-3 lead in the 7th. Haar with 2 in the 7th and 2 in the 8th to tie it. The pitch fouled away on a big cut by Martin, and the count now even 2-2. Top of the 9th inning, nobody out, nobody on. 2-2 on Martin. Pop fly, right field, slicing towards the line. Long run for Dinsky, shading his eyes from the sun. He makes the catch in foul territory. First out. That was a nice running play by David Dinsky down the right field line. The ball was foul. And an important first out here in the 9th, as Moritz Höhlein will step up to the plate. This ball game was started by Lewis Cohen, who pitched very well. He gave up 3 runs, struck out 11, walked no one. Moritz Höhlein is 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch. Fly ball to deep right center field for Cedric Bossel. And he makes the catch. Out number 2. Bossel, who went into a tumble to catch that ball a few feet above the ground in the right center field gap, hauls it in, and very quickly 2 down. And Merlin Bendlin will step up to the plate. Bendlin, seemingly ages ago in the 2nd inning, doubled off the wall to drive in the Tornadoes' first run of the game. And Steinlein would love to send him back to the dugout and give the Disciples a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. Curveball hit on the ground towards the left side, off the leg of a sliding shortstop Van Kopp, and Bendlin is safe with a base hit. Merlin's had a good day. He's been on base 4 times now. Driven in the 1 run. He's also scored a run. And now Julius Spann. Spann, not your typical hitting pitcher. Spann, for the first 8 years or so of his career in Mainz, was actually a position player and was a very good hitter for the Mainz Athletics before converting to pitching full-time in 2016, I believe it was. So he comes up to the plate. And if he can extend things, then you have the top of the lineup. So Steinlein not through the woods yet. First pitch swung on and missed. Strike 1 to Julius Spann as he went fishing for a pitch down and out of the zone. 2 outs in the top of the 9th. We are tied at 7. On a sun-splashed afternoon in Haar, the pitch is outside and low, ball 1. It has been an absolutely pleasant day at the ballpark today.
Absolutely. I mean, the weather just keeps getting better, and I love looking at the sky over this green field.
Pitch is low, 2-1. The weather can't really get, it can only get better from what we've had. It's not possible to really get much worse. So, fortunately, it coincides with a good baseball game, too. Top of the 9th inning, tied at 7, 2 outs, 2-1 on Julius Spann. And the pitch pulled sharply but foul. Spann demonstrating some of that power that I was mentioning before. That ball was hit very hard. And it very nearly hit the photographer standing in foul territory with that very expensive looking camera lens. Down. I don't think I can. So 2-2. Runner on first base is Bendlin. The pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good block by Thorpe. Ball 3. Spann not chasing. Full count now. So Bendlin will be going. So if Spann finds the gap, he could give the Tornadoes the lead. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ben Lean on first base. Held on by Nicolici. Steinlein comes set. And here's the pitch to Span. He struck him out swinging. Blew the fastball by him. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Will Thorpe, Nate Thomas, Klaus Nicolici due up for the Haar Disciples. We are tied at 7. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. This is Haar Disciples Baseball. Präsentiert vom Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD. All right, folks, here we go. It's the bottom of the 9th inning. It is 4:13 p.m. This ballgame started at 1, so 3 hours, 15 minutes. It's taken us to get to this point. And that point that we are arriving at is the bottom of the 9th inning and the heart of the order. 3, 4, and 5. Will Thorpe, Nate Sean Thomas, and Klaus Nicolici due up for the Disciples against Julius Span. Thorpe is hitless today. He is 0 for 3 with a walk that he also later scored. That was in the 6th inning. He had a bases-loaded situation in his last at-bat against Span, and he just got under a pitch and popped out. This is his 2nd at-bat against Julius in this game. And the first pitch, he shows bunt and looks at the pitch outside, ball 1. Thorpe will do that sometimes in situations where the Disciples need base runners.
Yeah, actually, I was talking to someone yesterday. Why would you bunt if no one's on base?
To get on base.
To just get on base, but like, isn't this more risky?
Well, Thorpe is a good bunter, and if they're going to give it to you, you might as well take it. Thorpe not, but he certainly is also capable of knocking one out of here. The 1-0, that's way high, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes the count to Will Thorpe. Thorpe does not use batting gloves. Stands squarely in the batter's box and awaiting the 2-0 pitch. Here it comes. There's a high drive pulled foul. Thorpe turning on that one about 90 degrees and fouls it, I think, into the football stadium adjacent to the ballpark here. 2-1 the count.
I'm sure they often discover baseballs out there.
Yeah, from left-hand hitters, sure, but from right-hand hitters, that's pretty unusual. And Span wants a new baseball. Julius Span came on and did a great job to get out of the jam in the 7th inning, but gave up 2 runs in the 8th inning. And the 2-1 pitch to Thorpe coming right now. And that's low. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Thorpe with a hitter's count. Looking for something to drive. Span comes set. Here it comes. Outside and low, ball 4. So there's the winning run for the Disciples. Will Thorpe takes the walk. And now Nate-Sean Thomas will step up to the plate. The question is, will he be bunting? I kind of don't think so. Thomas with a single and a walk. A run driven in. A couple of stolen bases in this game. You wonder if Thorpe might try to take off. Span has a pretty quick move to the plate. Thorpe with a short lead. Not going, and Thomas showed bunt, took a ball outside, 1-0. Well, it's the walks that caused all the problems in the 7th and the 8th innings.
Yeah, I know. This is probably something that the Tornadoes don't want to see right now, is walks happening.
1 ball, no strike. And the pitch. Low and inside, 2 balls and no strikes. There is no activity in the bullpen for the Tornadoes. Julius Span, this is his game. We are tied at 7 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Nobody out. The winning run, Thorpe, is on first base. Nate-Sean Thomas with a 2-0 count. And the pitch. Strike at the knees, and the count 2-1. And the 2-1, there's a curve, and it's high for ball 3. I think Span wanted that one. Now, those pitches on the off the plate on the inside edge have not been called a strike at all today. Well, Thomas, 3 balls and a strike. One more bad one, that would push Thorpe, the winning run, into scoring position. There's nobody out bottom of the 9th. The pitch. Swung on and popped up the right side, foul territory. Candelas shading his eyes from the sun. And right up against the fence, he can't catch it as the ball actually hit the fence. And Candelas also went into the fence. Thomas, I think, swung at ball 4. As Candelas coming right to the spot where the fence ends and the dugout begins. And that ball, I think, hit the netting up above. So it's a break for Thomas and the Disciples. Looked like Candelas had a beat on that one the whole way. But now the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So now, what do you do if you're the Disciples? Are you going to send Thorpe? A strike him out, throw him out double play would certainly take the wind out of your sails here. 3-2. He's going. The pitch. This big chopper up the middle, and that is through into center field. A base hit. Thorpe goes all the way to third base. And sending the runner puts the winning run 90 feet away with nobody out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. We've seen a couple of those big kangaroo-bound singles. Watch this on the replay. That ball bounced 40 feet in the air. He chopped it. Thorpe was going. And by the time it came down, there was no way Benleen could get it. It took 1 bounce before the dirt on the infield grass, and the next one was on the outfield grass. And so now some of the fans are standing as the Disciples have a chance to win the game. Klaus Nicolici is the scheduled hitter. Mitch Hillard out of the dugout wants to have a chat with Julius Span. And so now Nicolici, there's a chance they might walk him here to load the bases, although there's already a runner on first, but double play doesn't do anything. You need to set up the force at home plate. So if they do walk Nicolici, the scheduled hitter would be Steinlein. Right now, the conversation is between Span and Dickman, and we're going to have a pitching change. Lucas Dickman, I think, is going to take the mound. Dickman is definitely a very good pitcher. I'm not sure how much he's pitched in recent years, but he's going to come on and try to get out of this jam, I believe. That's what it looked like anyway. The ball was handed to him. And it looks like maybe no, maybe not. Some indecision. Span walked away from the mound for a minute, and then he walks back, and Dickman is walking back to third base. And now, home plate umpire Sasha Pumisberger is out to the mound to talk with Mitch Hillert. What are they trying to do here? There you see some of the fans standing up here in the ballpark. The meeting is over. Span is going to remain in the game. That was very odd. They looked for a minute like they handed the ball to Lucas Dickman. And Span walked off the mound for a second and then went back. So no pitching change was announced. So this is what's going to happen. Klaus Nicolici at the plate. Runners on first and third. The only man who counts is Will Thorpe. He's on third. Infield is going to play at the edge of the grass. And now they're going to walk Nicolici. That was predictable. That's to set up the force at home. And so now Luke Steinlein comes up to the plate. Steinlein has bounced into a double play already once today. Bases loaded, nobody out, bottom of the ninth. Steinlein and Dinsky, the next two scheduled hitters, but let's see what happens. Span is set, and the pitch is a strike, and that's a very important pitch in the sequence of this thing here. Will Thorpe, the winning run, is on third. Infield is up. Outfield is playing as shallow as they think they need to play to throw out a runner at home plate. The pitch, high and outside, off the glove of Vogner. 1 ball, 1 strike. A walk would win it. A wild pitch would win it. A fly ball of any distance would win the game. And a ground ball that doesn't go right at an infielder. There's a lot of ways the Disciples can win right here. 1-1 the count to Luke Steinlein. The pitch, high, ball 2, 2-1. Tied at 7, bottom of the ninth. The Disciples 90 feet away from sweeping the weekend series, but Span trying to get out of it for the Tornadoes. 2-1. And the pitch. There's a fly ball to right center field. That is going to win the game. It's over the head of Juan Martin, and Will Thorpe will score. Lucas Steinlein with a walk-off single. Final score 8-7. Steinlein driving it well over the head of the right fielder, Juan Martin, and an improbable win for the Haar Disciples. They were trailing since the second inning. And the first lead they have in the game is also the moment they win it. A walk-off single off the bat of Lucas Steinlein, and the Disciples have won by a score of 8-7. What a weekend of baseball here in Haar. A tough weekend for the Mannheim Tornadoes as they come away from this one frustrated. And the Disciples have pulled back even. They now have a record of 10-10. Mannheim falls to 13-6. Final score, the Haar Disciples 8, Mannheim Tornados 7. What a job by Lewis Cohen, pitching 6 strong innings. Luke Steinlein will get the win. And he also had the game-winning hit. Julius Span, who did a great job escaping a jam in the 7th inning, is tagged with the loss as the Disciples have won the game by a score of 8-7. Well, Alex, what did you think of that?
Fantastic game. If there was going to be a broadcast that I was going to be involved with for the first time, this was a good one to be.
It was a good one.
Yeah,
good one to break the ice with.
Good one to break the ice with.
So the game ending at 4:25 p.m. And the final score, 8 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors for the Disciples, 7 runs, 13 hits, no errors for the Mannheim Tornados. And this has been Haar Disciples Baseball, presented from Gesundheitsunternehmen MSD. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Our next broadcast will be Thursday, the doubleheader versus the Stuttgart Reds. So we'll be there for those 2 huge games for the Haar Disciples, who have come roaring back to life in the last couple of weeks as they take both games and win the season series against Mannheim. Once again, the final score, Haar 8, Mannheim 7. Thanks for tuning in. My name's Tim Collins for Alex Kniesny.
Thank you.
Have
all
a good
so much.
Sunday, everybody. Thanks for watching.